listen, he said, "Boy, that's a tough one." You know, he can just tell them, "Hey, to think about all that you're doing when you do commit as a sophomore." There's pluses and minuses. We were talking about that at lunch today. Is well, you know, the thing is when you commit to a college, a lot of times, I think Luke Elder might have had gone through the same situation there at North Carolina. Luke graduated from Grange about 3-4 years ago, and he had committed, and then he wound up having a knee injury. And of course, most colleges want to, hey, look, we trusted you, we wanted you, and we're going to take care of you. So I guess the gamble is if you commit early,
they want the other way.
And if something happened, they're still going to hold you. But if you decommit, or if you don't commit and something happens, then we're going to shy away from it.
Move on.
It's always a gamble for sure. But yeah, as far as tonight on both sides of the field, there's a lot of college prospects on both teams. Something that the county area has really not seen in a long time. Both schools like this have a lot of college scouts now are going to be in the stands tonight. You won't necessarily know who they are, but I promise you they're going to be in there.
You're right. Let's take a break. We'll come back with lots more to talk about as we get ready for the Troup High School Tigers taking on the Callaway Cavaliers live here from Callaway Stadium on Eagle Sports.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. Good food. Where do you find it? Because when you spend your hard-earned money, you want good food. So the place you'll find that good food is at Rogers Barbecue on New Franklin Road in LaGrange, where they only serve American-grown catfish, barbecue cooked to perfection, and with all the fixings to make it worth every penny. Rogers Barbecue is locally owned and run with care since 1945. Come eat with us Monday through Saturday from 11 to 9, or use our carry-out window. Rogers Barbecue, New Franklin Road, LaGrange.
Holmes Pharmacy is dedicated to helping you and your family stay healthy. Great service, a fantastic selection, and low-priced generics whenever possible. We do it all for you. That's why people say they love Holmes Pharmacy, the best place to help you keep your family healthy. Holmes Pharmacy, now with 3 locations in Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
Come on, take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
Hey, it's T-O-double-D, Todd Parrish with Kiel LaGrange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand-new 2019 Kia Sorento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at KielLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Stud number 110917. Priceless tax, tag, and title. See Kiel LaGrange for complete details.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Team Sales is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Team Sales at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek Team Sales for all your sporting good needs.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Woman, Greg Hayes live here from Callaway Stadium as we're getting ready for the game. We got a little crowd noise I can hear, guys. Let me hear. Oh, there they are. Oh, yeah, the crowd's starting to get in here. Get going. The teams are down there warming up. You got your Hawaiian Ice. You got your Kona Ice. You got your Jackson Heating and Air tent down there. Got some Kias out there in the front. I think vehicles from lots of different other locations. Of course, we've got such great sponsors. Don't forget about Glenn Smith Chevrolet. You need to go down there and visit them. Visit them at glennsmith.com, and they'll make you smile. They sure will. We'll tell you more about them later on as we go through the ball game. But, Greg, we were talking about recruiting. Both teams, have got the guys in college. Both teams have guys that people are looking at very carefully. It's really been interesting to me over the past several years. When the big-name coaches have come to town, these are the 2 programs they've gone to.
Well, and it's interesting, too, as I look down on the sidelines, you could tell who the recruiting colleges and the coaches are because as I stand down there, there's a lot of swagger with these coaches, and they just they all look like they're trying to hang out and throw the chest out and sway back and forth when they're talking, and there's a whole group of recruiters down on about the 8-yard line down there, and I'm going to go check them out and see who they are. But I tell you what, it's fun to see these guys get together because, you know, they're probably just, you know, last year or maybe the year before was a high school coach.
Yeah.
And one of the things, and so part
or in some cases they have been playing in a program and now they're a graduate assistant or something like that.
That's true. And, you know, they're all over the state, and, you know, it's they see a ton of athletes throughout the state and the region area, and they rely on scouting programs like Rivals.com and some other venues to give them information, to feed them information about players that they haven't seen yet. And so they kind of watch film on them and what have you. Then they get down and they'll see them live and in person, and they get judge it a little bit better than you can on film. I mean, film is good, but you can see a little bit more tendencies when you actually see some of the kids at live and hard contact and see how they react to adverse situations on the ball or either good situations. And
right.
So a little bit better situation. And they can also see how they react on the sidelines because it's not just about the athletic ability. They're looking for the whole package, you know, the moral character and what have you. So, yeah, we are. It's an exciting night tonight. You know, it's a wonderful night tonight. A lot of, I mean, the Troup High stands for me are about full, and the Callaway fans are, you know, they're continuing to pour in. Their stands are about half full right now, and it's looking to be quite a night of Friday night high school football here at Troup County.
A couple of things. We were talking media a minute ago. Let's mention a couple of things. The Columbus stations, you mentioned they're here tonight. They did a nice piece on Kobe Hudson earlier in the week. That was neat to see. Coach Glisson had shared that on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good interview. I think Kobe did a great job in that. Really came off well. I think the whole coaching staff came off well, except for Coach Glisson's hat. We got to work with him on that big floppy hat he wears at practice.
But you know, a lot of guys like those hats. Now it kind of covers your neck and everything.
Yeah, but bless his heart, it just covers his whole body. It's like him wearing an umbrella. You know,
I asked him the other night. I said, Coach, have you lost weight Monday night at Johnny's? He said, you know, I said, dude, you didn't have it to lose. He said, well, I do tend to lose weight when it comes football season. I guess the stress. He said, I don't eat right. I'm always active,
yeah.
And I thought, man, you didn't have it to lose. So share that plan with me.
Well, the other thing I want to mention, Kevin Huckleberry, who's the great reporter for the LaGrange Daily News, a great friend of ours. One of the things he did tonight is put out a tweet poll on Twitter. Who wins Friday night's showdown? It's going to be a great night, and people have been voting. About 160 votes in there. Right now, Callaway leading the voting, 56-44. Over the Tigers.
Well, you know, a lot of times, like with the voting, hey, let's vote for our favorite florist and stuff. You know, you get a little marketing, you put it on Facebook, and everybody flocks and votes.
You're upset that I won one year for best sports play-by-play.
Okay.
You didn't.
Well, you know, it still does eat at me. But hey, speaking of play-by-play, you know, some of the guys in Quad A, I want to go over some of the players in Quad A. You know, number one, Blessed Trinity has a kid named Steele Chambers. I mean, just the name Steele, you know, he's got to be good.
You know, that dad was sitting at home just going through some baby books.
Yeah, Steele Chambers. Yeah, Superman. Well, hey, the kid, he must be a man of steel because he rushed for 151 yards and 4 touchdowns on 20 carries last week. I mean, the guy just does it all. He plays linebacker. He comes over and he plays tailback for Blessed Trinity, who won the state last year, beat Cartersville, if you guys remember.
Number one in the state right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And in Cartersville, they've got a new quarterback. Can you believe it? His name is T. Webb, T-E-E Webb. Not like Sweet Tea. He might be sweet. But anyway, his name is T. Webb. He threw for 5 touchdown passes last week. So, you know, is he another Trevor Lawrence?
Well,
Probably
we
not.
talked about him a little bit last year when we were up there, that he was backing up, and he was actually thinking about he needed to go somewhere else because Trevor was ahead of him.
That's true. And now he gets 2 years of play.
Exactly.
And he's already got offers coming out of middle school. So certainly somebody to be looked at. And again, Cartersville is in our region. Mary Persons, the 58 points that they scored against Lovett last week is the second most ever scored against Lovett. So that says a lot for Mary Persons over in Forsyth, Georgia, over just north of Macon. Again, Quad A, and of course your own Troup Tigers, 4 touchdowns on 6 of his first 7 possessions. So last week against Harris County, and of course we caught Harris County on a down night. You know, their offensive, their starting center had broken or torn his knee up. He wasn't there, and it was put a ton of pressure on that quarterback. Not just the Tigers were putting them on him, but the fans and the team and the coaching staff said, "Hey, you got to carry this team." And I don't know if he's physically or mentally ready for that yet. And as it turned out, Tigers put 53 points on him, and really was no contest last week.
Spread the ball out to so many different receivers. Did a great job with that. Let's take another break. When we come back, lots more to talk about as we get ready for this big game tonight. Troup High School Tigers taking on the Callaway Cavaliers live here from Callaway Stadium on Eagle Sports.
just pulled off the biggest upset ever.
Nice, Mike.
And some fans are getting crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and, of course, the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
At Holmes Pharmacy, we're in business for your health. So whether you need a prescription or durable medical equipment, at Holmes Pharmacy, we're at your service. Holmes Pharmacy, with quality and service and lower prices, too. Good health to you from Holmes Pharmacy. Now with 3 locations in Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Big League Wiggly grocery store.
Come on, take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Woman, Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. A lot of folks that are piling in. It's going to be an awesome night, folks. We're so excited about this ball game. It's kind of one of those that you circle on your calendar as you get ready for the year. Let's see if Greg is making his way, talking to everybody as he goes through.
Well, no, I'm here.
There you go.
I am making my way very, very gingerly. You know, we talk about climbing these steps. Going down is it's not much easier. I'm getting older, and I have to stop halfway and act like I'm talking to somebody like the Walker's family. Otherwise, I don't make it up or down the stairs.
Slap Chris Walker upside the head real quick. Oh, you already passed him.
I don't know if I should, Jack.
Well, he's bigger than you.
Oh, boy, yeah.
You hit David Payne. That'd be a good one to
There
hit.
you go. Well,
good to see those folks out there. Folks, we're just...
Hey, you know, speaking of folks, we got the Gilmers listening all City, Florida, and we appreciate them each and every week listening to us. They're pulling Messer tonight, the starting center for the Tigers. All right.
Right now, they're getting ready for their national anthem. We're going to step away, let you hear from some of our sponsors as they get ready to do the moment of silence and that. So right now, you're listening to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Good food. Where do you find it? Because when you spend your hard-earned money, you want good food. So the place you'll find that good food is at Rogers Barbecue on New Franklin Road in LaGrange, where they only serve American-grown catfish, barbecue cooked to perfection, and with all the fixings to make it worth every penny. Rogers Barbecue is locally owned and run with care since 1945. Come eat with us Monday through Saturday from 11 to 9, or use our carry-out window. Rogers Barbecue, New Franklin Road, LaGrange.
Hey, it's T-O-double-D, Todd Parrish with LaGrange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand-new 2019 Kia Sorento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Sub number 110917. Price plus tax, tag, and title. See Kia of LaGrange for complete details.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service. Bravo! It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way. By teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service. Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Graphics is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Graphics at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek's for all your sporting good needs.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
The pride of Troup County, the Troup High School Tiger Marching Band there with our national anthem. Real proud of them. Great job by them as always under the direction of Johnny Hurt. They're getting ready to line up down there and get ready to welcome in all the players onto the field. You need to look at our big new board down there here at Callaway Stadium. Real high definition screen there. Double zeros on the clock. It's just everybody's getting fired up and ready for some football. Greg, you got cheers on?
Absolutely. Down here on the field, it's actually quite nice down here. You know, the flag in the south end zone is draped at just a calm area, a stay. But you know, it feels good. You know, the sun, as you mentioned earlier, Jack. I believe you're even in the shade now, so the sun's behind the trees.
Yeah.
So it's not even game time yet. We've got about 9 minutes to kickoff, and wow, it feels wonderful down here. I know it's going to be humid for a while. I know last night it was terribly humid. I'm sure they're going to get it this week. And one of the things that the coaching staff on both sides have to be cognizant of, and that is simply the cramps that possibly would come up and all the humidity. So probably a lot of pickle juice on the sideline tonight.
No doubt about that. Looking down, Greg, one of the things that we talked about, that these games are kind of circled on your calendar, kind of getting ready. But for both the Troup High School Tigers and for the Callaway Cavaliers, this is a big game. They're kind of the gateways into region play. So far, the Opelika, LaGrange, Cross Keys have been the opponents that Callaway has faced in the season so far, winning all of those pretty handily, 35-21 against Opelika. Cross Keys last week was 50-0. But interesting enough, and I think we're seeing this happen with LaGrange. LaGrange only lost that one 14-0. Their defense is really stepping up over for the Grangers.
Well, that's true. You know, one of the things that Coach Gibbs had said the first thing he wanted to do was get that defense packed in there and get them to pin their ears back, and that's really what kept them in the ball game. All their 3 ball games so far is that they pin their ears back and they go get them, and kind of like pass and things you can do the first thing you can fix on a football team is tell everybody to hustle, hard nose, hit somebody, and run to the football. Offense, a little bit more strategic, a little bit more technique oriented. The defensive guys would argue with me on that, but bottom line is, if you show the guy a piece of meat, he's going to run after it. Offense has a little bit different mindset, and so I think you can keep yourselves in a ball game quicker by fixing your defense than you can your offense, and that's what you've seen of them all year long.
I think you're right. For the Tigers, they began with Ridgeland traveling all the way up there in North Georgia, 32-0, and again the points that we scored, 47-14 against Columbus last week, over 50 against Harris County. So the prolific on the offensive side, but pretty stingy on the defensive side for the Tigers too.
Well, you're right. As far as the Troup Tigers go, defensive-wise, you know, even last week you had Makuta that was out, Boykin that was out, still hurt, and you had you've had guys that come in and really step it up. You know, Alonzo Ogletree had a really good game each of the last 2 weeks. He had a pick 6 against, and I won't say Columbus, and of course last week Harris County didn't really throw the ball a whole lot, but he was in on a lot of significant plays, and he was all fired up. I think anytime you have a pick 6, it kind of sets some momentum for the rest of the year, and he's excited about that. So his challenge each week from a defensive corner position or safety is to go out there and just make it happen. And you got defensive linemen. You know, I got Khalif Thornton, and you got Devin. He really come on strong for the Tigers on his defensive end position the last few weeks. Watch him, number 13. I'm sure we're going to call his name a lot tonight. Yep. So Jeremiah Holt, everything he's got, every play. So defense, Tigers are well addressed for tonight's ball game.
All right, let's take it to the quick break. We come back, we'll have the flip of the coin and let you know how that we're going to start this ball game right now. Listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Are you just another truck owner that blends in with all the other truck owners? If the answer is yes, then it's time for you to head to Nissan of LaGrange. It is Take Home a Titan Truck Month. During this time, you have the opportunity to make a statement as a truck owner and take advantage of America's best truck warranty. The all-new Titan comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. This isn't some silly powertrain warranty. This is the real-deal peace of mind that no other manufacturer is offering. So come see me, Richard Case, at Nissan of LaGrange, and stand out from the crowd.
What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the Square in downtown LaGrange. Good food. Where do you find it? Because when you spend your hard-earned money, you want good food. So the place you'll find that good food is at Rogers Barbecue on New Franklin Road in LaGrange, where they only serve American-grown catfish, barbecue cooked to perfection, and with all the fixings to make it worth every penny. Rogers Barbecue is locally owned and run with care since 1945. Come eat with us Monday through Saturday from 11 to 9 or use our carry-out window. Rogers Barbecue, New Franklin Road, LaGrange.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagles Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. The captains are making their way down the sideline, getting ready for the coin toss. And Greg, I want to mention something real quick. The road here, we talked about the games they played, the teams they played, but also two very different regions that they're both facing. While both are ranked in the state, the Tigers are really, we've talked about it, SEC in high school football with Cartersville, Chapel Hill, Sandy Creek, Cedartown, all teams that are ranked in the top 20 in the state. Then Callaway, they've got Callaway and Bremen, and then it really falls off pretty hard from there. Heard County's down this year, Lamar County, Temple, Jordan, and then Spencer.
You know, I was talking to the Heard County folks this past, Mud Creek Graphic business up in Heard County. We appreciate those folks. And, I asked them what was going on, and I got the feeling that there's something, the chemistry's not just there yet. They say they're going to fix it for sure, and so they hadn't got into region play, but they know what's ahead of. They know that Callaway looms, and, of course, everybody wants to talk about Bremen stepping down from AAA, and there's those that think that Bremen can't be beat, is going to win the state, but I think Callaway and Heard County might have a little bit to say about that. Make sure you get the mic turned up when they get ready for the coin toss.
We'll have our fingers on the dial. Right now the captains are making their way across the field. Looking over there, big number 58. That's the guy, first guy off the bus, DeAndre Jones. You talked about him, Greg, at the pregame. He's along there with Telly Fanning, and I'll turn it down to you, Greg.
Well, we got Kobe Hudson, we got King Makuta, and we got Joko Willis and Gabe Hubbard as captains for your Tigers.
These guys know each other, too. You can tell by the way they graded each other.
Here we go. And to throw a War Eagle out there. He stepped away from it.
Elusive official.
Any push-ups, any of that stuff, we want you guys to step in and take care of it, okay? I call you guys white, I call you blue. I have a foul. You come to me when I tell you what I got. If you do not understand, ask your coach. You just stand to ask your coach, okay? So whatever you tell me, that's what we're going to do. So make sure you tell me what you want to do, all right? Now, these guys been business. You're going to call this going heads or tails? What are you going to call? We're calling this tails right here, right? We're calling this head. We're calling this tails. We're calling this head. We're going to let it drop, brother. And it is tails. You win the toss. You want to defer?
All right, so Callaway has won the toss, and they will defer as Keandre Jones, a future Auburn signee. I did have to throw him a War Eagle out there. I'll just be honest with you. Anyway, so Tigers will get on the offensive ball to start with.
And they'll defend the auditorium side of the field. Let's go back to our commercials. Let's hear from some more of our sponsors when we come back. We've got kickoff live here from Callaway Stadium on Eagle Sports.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Team Sales is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Team Sales at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek Team Sales for all your sporting good needs.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagles Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Moore and Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. A quick shout out to my dad, who's out there listening to us tonight. He's here at the ball game, but he's brought his radio along. As I encourage many of you to do, to listen, put us in one ear and enjoy the festivities out of the other ear. But it's going to be a great night of football. And Greg, the sun has dipped down behind the trees. I imagine the temperature feels great down there.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. I would love to say that there's a little bit of a breeze, but even without the breeze, the fact that there's no sun, oh, it feels so nice for sure.
We have a stretcher coming through. I hope that someone's not hurt up here in the stands. Maybe they're just taking that to the far side. Checking on it. We'll see how that goes. Right now, Callaway's going to kick off the Troup High School Tigers. The Tigers, again, as I mentioned earlier in the game, are in their navy tops with the gold letters. I can read them. Gold pants. Callaway, not so much. White tops, white helmets, white pants, and silver letters. So thank goodness for binoculars.
So we'll have Kobe Hudson, actually Jamari Thrash, and Mark Anthony Dixon should be back here deep for the Tigers, and they'll stand on about the 10-yard line.
Just popped it up very short, taken at the 40, and a good job by the Tigers. Trying to see who that was, number 13
that
for
was
the Tigers.
Devin Hill.
Yeah.
Remember, I just said we were going to call his name tonight, but I didn't expect to be taking a fair catch on a kickoff. So the Tigers in excellent field position to start this ball game from the 37-yard line.
Wow, that's giving the Tigers some really good field position to start off, as you mentioned, Greg.
So a little change up in the offensive line. J. Brody Messer's back at starting center tonight. You'll have Riley Bowles at right guard and Michael Irvin at right tackle.
Thrash to the far side. Terrell Smith to this near side. Kobe going to pass on first down. Throws it way down there. He's got Jamari open. Troy makes the catch. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown! Although it won't be called back, we're going to have a penalty added to it because he gave a little wave as he went into the end zone, a little taunting.
It looked like a couple of Georgia players scoring. We got to stop that stuff. It's good that you want to score, but do it with some class. And what a way to start the football game, though. You drop back, you air it out, and Thrash had gotten so far behind the corner, it was just crazy. So I think the Tigers are ready tonight. So I believe Coach Glisson will make sure that he corrals Thrash. And, you know, when you think about Jamari, he's a good kid, and he'll tone that down next time.
Oh, they're not going to count it as a touchdown, Greg. They're going to call him, where it took place. So now the fans are having to get fired up now. So it was not a touchdown on the first play. Or is it? Hold on. Now they are lining up. My bad, Greg. So they did get the touchdown, and now we're going to line up for the extra point.
And we talked earlier about the PAT, the troubles we had last week at Harris County. Out of the 6 or 7 touchdowns we scored, you know, we had our challenges with the PAT. We finally got a couple right. So let's see if we can start out tonight on a good note, guys.
Martinez set to kick. Snap. Hold kick is up. And the kick is good. With 11:48 left to go in the first quarter play. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. 30 seconds back to the station. Listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Good food. Where do you find it? Because when you spend your hard-earned money, you want good food. So the place you'll find that good food is at Rogers Barbecue on New Franklin Road in LaGrange, where they only serve American-grown catfish, barbecue cooked to perfection, and with all the fixings to make it worth every penny. Rogers Barbecue is locally owned and run with care since 1945. Come eat with us Monday through Saturday from 11 to 9, or use our carry-out window. Rogers Barbecue, New Franklin Road, LaGrange.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back. Tigers are up 7-0 after only 12 seconds off the clock. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers.
Number 4 will be back deep for the Callaway Cavaliers, Jack. I left my roster up top. I'm sorry.
That's Tank Bigsby.
Okay, well, you know what? First time I saw the kid. He looks good. He looks like he stands about 5'11", maybe 170, 175.
So they mark off the taunting penalty, so the ball will be kicked to the 25. Martinez has his work cut out for him to try to get it down the field.
Well, hopefully he'll get it down to on about the 18-yard line. But we'll see. They may strategically place it over here on about the 30, where you've got number 5 for the Cavaliers.
There's the kick. It's going to be taken at about the 40, and up the field they go to the 50 and wrangled in. Wow, big hitting going on the field. It's a 50. They finally whistle it dead. But the Tigers with really good coverage, even though they had a nice kick for them. But Bandarius Diggs makes a great tackle right there at the 50.
A lot of folks down on the sidelines. We got Randall Maddox from Yates Printing. He came up from Lynette. Randall used to do a ton of football on the radio with the Lynette Panthers and Valley High Rams, so we appreciate that. Against the Callaway sideline warning. You can see the officials crew is going to try to take control of this game early.
Yeah, they're going to be tight with it.
Because, you know, Jack, now that the game's got started, there's stands are full in the south end zone. People all around the north end zone. Both sides of the stands are full. It's going to be a great night for football.
They're going to start off by hand the ball off, and they're going to get him in the backfield. Tremendous job by the Tigers to wrangle in the running back that time. Big number 4, Tank Bixby. He's going to lose yardage on that play.
Well, one of the things that you're going to see, especially on that right side defensive end, is Devin Hill. They're going to try Devin out. They're going to stay away from King Makuta's side, at least to start with. I told you, Devin and Jeremiah Holston on that right side are not going to be denied their opportunity tonight, and that was a 2-yard loss, actually more like a 4-yard loss for the Callaway. This second down and 14.
Jacob Freeman is the quarterback. He stands there, takes the snap, going to run the auction back to this way, pitches it. Nobody gets the pitch, but now they have it. He turns back inside, gets across the 50, down to about the 46-yard line. Late flag on the play.
And we've got a flag. It's on about the 45-yard line of the Tiger side, and it looks like the coaching staff of the Tigers seeing it's probably going to be holding on the Callaway Cavaliers, probably the wide out, just some holding because it was an option play. Instead of Bixby taking it outside, he planted and cut it back in the interior. And Makuta just simply had not pitched, but he had quarterback responsibility. So illegal block in the back. But, you know, Makuta just went to Freeman and picked him up and didn't really slam him down, but did plant him in the turf. Legal, certainly good to do that. And, you know, he's got to take him because if he doesn't take him, he cuts it up inside.
Yeah.
So.
Well, basic way to defend the option, hit everybody. Hit the quarterback, hit the pitch man.
Well, even after all that they gained about 8 yards to turn around, and now it's still second down and 14.
Jacob Freeman stands at the 40, waiting on the snap, takes it, turns, going to fake the handoff. He's going back at the pass. Got a man in his face. He rolls to his left. He dunks just one. He's got another Tiger in his face. He's going to get up the field, going around the left side, tackled short of the line of scrimmage. Back at about the 47 of the Callaway side.
Kevin Martin able to run him out of bounds over there after he gets about 4.5, maybe 5 yards. It'll put it back close to the original line. He'll be about a yard short, so it'll be third down and 11 for them. Makuta had him chased all the way over toward the Callaway sideline. Freeman put a plant move on him, and Makuta's feet slid out from underneath him, but good for the rest of the Tigers and Kevin Martin.
Oh, that was so close. King was back there at about the 40 trying to get him. So 3rd and 12 now. Tigers leading 7-0. We got 10 minutes and 2 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. The quarterback Freeman waits for it.
They've attempted one pass. Let's see what they do now.
Going to pass the ball again. Actually, run a little inside reverse. Tigers read it out. He gets to the 50. Gets the first down right at the first down marker. Excellent play by the Callaway Cavaliers.
It was simply a draw play, a delayed draw where Freeman came back. He put the ball up in the air like he was going to pass it. He tucked it in Bigsby's gut. And Bixby took it, planted, went toward the Callaway sideline, running north and south. He picked up about 12 yards, plenty enough for the first down. So that'll move the ball down inside the 40 to about the 37, 38-yard line of the Tigers.
They get their first down, 1st and 10 for them now. Ball resting just over the 40-yard line. So they hand the ball off again to Big Tank. Tank's going to get about 4, maybe 5 yards, where he's wrapped up there just across the 35-yard line to the 34.
Just a little simple power eye right up the gut. He actually follows the left side of the offensive line behind 52 for the Cavaliers, and their left side, 59, was able to pick up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Cavs.
Adrian Porter along with Big 52, Keyshawn Cameron. So here comes Freeman. Freeman turns, fakes the handoff, and they hit the back so hard. Freeman's going to get loose down to the 10, 5. He's going to be hit just short of the goal line. And tell you what, you want to talk about somebody who's elusive. Jacob Freeman found his way down the sideline.
Hey, he looked good from the back.
Flag back at the 20.
It's going to be a block in the back, so that play's coming back. But, again, he caught the defense kind of over-pursuing. You got a lot of adrenaline flowing out there right now, and the defense kind of over-pursued that. And Freeman was able to plant and cut back toward the Callaway sidelines, where all he really had to do was get by the corner, Godwin, and was able to run him out of bounds, but not before there was a block in the back. So Tigers getting their eyes opened up right now. This is really the strongest running team that they've seen in the first of the year this year.
The two penalties for the Cavaliers, both costly for them. So instead of looking at a first down, the ball will be resting third down and about 3.
Jack, they may change it up. They is in Callaway as far as passing. They're really a run first, pass second. So I know that Busby and his crew are got to be thinking of that. So the guys also have to be aware that it's unlikely. If you're going to gamble on him tucking that ball and running.
Tigers show blitz. Freeman back to the backfield, turns, airs it out towards the end zone. Lots of guys from both colors there. Tigers all make a break for it, almost catch it, but it's going to fall incomplete and fourth down for the Cavaliers.
Excellent job by Mandarius Dix as he had the inside track on the wideout. And just as I said, if you're going to take a gamble that they're going to run the football. And what a dummy they made of me where they take the ball and throw it out he airs it out at the 40-yard line. It lands down about the 1-yard line, but Mandarius Dix did a great job at turning around and batting that ball out of the air.
I got my downs wrong. This is now third down. If that penalty did not count down-wise. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. Looking at about 8 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the first quarter play. Callaway with the ball. Third down now. 2 men wide to this near side. Freeman calls for it, running the option again. He ducks inside, and he'll get the first down and a little bit more to the 25-yard line.
He'll pick up about 6 yards, fake the toss, which is good on his part. I mean, you got two guns like Freeman and Bigsby in the backfield, and you really got to take care of both of them. And Joko tried to go for the tailback and just couldn't quite cover both of them. Freeman tucks it, picks up 5 for a first down. Ball's resting on the Tigers' 25-yard line. That'll be looks like a timeout for the Tigers.
Tigers take a timeout. We take one as well. We mentioned 7-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. Callaway driving right now with 8:35 left to go in the first quarter of play. 30 seconds back to the station right here on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and, of course, the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Our thanks to the folks like Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Glenn Smith Auto. Thank y'all for heading down to see them for all your automotive needs. They're going to make you smile. Here comes the Troup High School Tigers back on the field on the defensive side. Ball rests on the 25.
You got Jordan Adams coming to giving Khalif Thornton a break on the interior line. So you'll have Andy Boykin, King Makuta, Jordan Adams along with Jeremiah Holston. Actually, Monte Hall there.
There's the snap. Handoff again to Bixby. He's going to get to the 25, and that's it.
He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe give him a half a yard. Devin Hill responsible for that tackle off his right defensive end position. He had a little slant going on and just slanted right into Bigsby's face. He'll give him maybe a half a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Chance going to reiterate what you said there, 2nd and 9.
So if you're just joining us, first play of the ball game, Troup High Tigers aired out 7-0. Your score with 8 minutes left in the first quarter as the Cavaliers are moving the football against your Tigers.
Freeman, the quarterback, takes the snap. Coming down with the option again. Actually, he's just tucking it, going to run it. Cuts inside, has a couple of blockers, but he's brought down. Ball comes out late. No, actually, he's still going.
That you got all kind of Tigers. The official, the side judge, is waiting to blow because Freeman's, he's being picked up and carried, and you think the Tigers waiting for the whistle. They didn't get it, so they just kept hitting him. But there's a flag. Coach Glisson actually pointed out that there was some holding all up in Makuta's grill last time. Well, that's what happened this time between him and Boykin getting held. So they're going to back the Cavaliers up 5 on this one, guys.
So So in illegal formation, 5 players in the backfield for Callaway.
Actually, you're right.
But I bet that also was happening, Greg. They just didn't call it.
No, I was thinking he was telling them holding, but that's good. He caught a formation where that you really wasn't necessarily illegal more than you've got a lineman that's not all the way up on the line like he should be. He's kind of heavy in the backfield, and that would have probably been that right tackle, Keandre Jones, is probably sitting too far back in the backfield.
Then you're saying that the guys are big, Greg. Come on, man.
They are big. A lot bigger than you and I.
Twins left and right. Freeman will have big feet right behind it. Bad snap.
Well,
and they'll say that they're offside, so they'll back them up 5 more.
Well, it's funny because the side judge just did a illegal motion, but he threw his right hand out as if against the Tigers. But they're going to back it up toward the north side of the field, so that'll go against Callaway. 7:18, 7:17 clock's running. Jeremiah Holston comes in from Monty Hall on your defensive unit.
That's the south end of the field, Greg. Sun sets in the west, north is auditorium.
You know what? You're right. This is the Callaway. It's always confused me with the sun going down. It's crazy. I got a pretty good sense of direction. There's no
There's a snap. Back to pass to Freeman. Here comes some guys. They're in his face. They're going to sack him back at the 47-yard line. A huge loss for the Callaway Cavaliers.
You had Makuta. You had Khalif Thornton. No, excuse me, Jeremiah Holston on there. You had Devin Hill. All 3 in the backfield. Putting a lot of pressure on Freeman, and that's going to go about a 14, 15-yard sack, if not more.
What's your go-to for a 3rd down and forever?
You know, I don't know that, and again, I'm not familiar enough with Callaway's offense, but, you know, they've tried a couple long passes. I don't really think that's what they need to do. They're probably going to look at some kind of draw. They had a nice job with Bigsby a while ago on the delayed draw. Either something like that or maybe a jet sweep. Something to get them on the outside.
They go back to twins, left and right, slot receivers on either side. And a timeout called by Callaway. Tigers are leading this one 7-0 with 6 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are the team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality, homebound care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Mormon, Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium as the Troup High School Tigers are leading 7-0. They've run 1 play on the offensive side. I guess 2 if you count the extra point.
So, you know, we talked about the Callaway coming out, and what I thought they might do is a delayed, not a trap or just simply but then they come out with 2 wideouts, and then they call a timeout. So let's see what they do.
They're going to pass the ball. Looking. Tigers don't have quite a rush. Now here comes the rush. He's going to run around, and they're going to sack him back at the 36-yard line. Another huge loss for the Cavaliers.
I tell you what, Zy Varner, and I want to say it's Zy, he had come in, and once he got his jersey, Varner was absolutely not going to let him go. A lot of times you'll see the jersey will slip out of the kid's hand, but Varner said, not today. And you had several other Tigers come in there to help him out, and that'll be 4th down and about 50. Truly, 4th down and 48?
Let's remember this, Greg. They had driven all the way down to the 25-yard line.
On the 25-yard line, and from there the Tigers have just pushed them back and back and back.
There's a flag, as we may have some encroachment against the Tigers that time.
Okay, so it'll be 4th down and 43 instead of 4th down and 48. But, you know, so I mean, you hate it that we had a penalty. You don't want that because I know the Tigers really only have Thrash back deep at about, he's sitting right now at about the 28, 29. He's going to probably back up to about the 30. Maybe the 24, but the Tigers really would like to create something good out of this, maybe get a block.
Tigers showing like they're coming after it.
They've certainly got 10 men in the box.
There's the snap, a little bit high, gets the kickoff. Standing back is Thrash. He's going to take it from the 15 and be hit. Shakes one guy, but then the Cavaliers close on him very well back at the 15-yard line.
Excellent coverage by Callaway as Jamari Thrash picks the ball up on about the 16-yard line, takes a couple of dance steps left and right, and his partner will take him down right there. That's where the Tigers will have the ball on their second possession of the game.
7-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. As we mentioned, their first play from scrimmage, they went all the way to the end zone. You know, Greg, I'm looking at penalties right now. The Tigers with 2, the taunting, and then that encroachment a moment ago. Callaway already with 4 penalties on the ball game.
Looks like we've got a timeout, and I really don't know who took it.
I believe it. They take one. We'll take one, too. 7-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers right here on Eagle Sports.
Hey, it's T-O-double-D, Todd Parrish with Kilogrange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand new 2019 Kia Sorrento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at Kilogrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Stud number 110917. Price plus tax, tag, and title. See Kia of LaGrange for complete details.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back. Here come the Troup High School Tigers, and they're going to run right up the middle of the field over the 15. Going to get about 3 out of that one. 2nd and 7.
Well, considering Hudson had to start 4 or 5 yards deep in the backfield, had a little tight set on the interior line. He was looking to kind of pitch it outside, but the corners had it really covered. So he takes it forward, picks up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as the ball is resting on the Tigers' 19-yard line.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage come the Tigers. Hudson will stand in there. He'll call for it, turn. He'll make the handoff. Going around the right side, some good blocking ahead of him. Gets across the 25-yard line. That'll be a 1st down.
Nice little shadow box by Trey Williams.
Just short, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Trey Williams picks it up, and of course he has his hand on a on the jersey of Kobe Harry and J.D. Brody Messer, and Jay Brody's just making a tremendous block for it. Picks up about 7. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Tigers.
Tigers coming again. Kobe checks his line, takes the snap a little bit high. Quick handoff with a good stunt by Callaway, and they're going to get us in the backfield. Get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. We don't get the 1.
But, you know, excellent effort by Trey Williams as he picks up kind of a high snap by Jay Brody, but Trey's able to pick it up and fight his way back almost to the line of scrimmage. They're going to show that he's got a good loss of 1. So instead of 4th and 1, it's now 4th and 2. And, you know, I don't.
They're going for it.
Well, be cognizant of that. They may try to draw the Cavaliers off sides as well. They may fully intend on punting this football, but we'll see.
Twins to this near side, and they jump offside.
See, that worked out perfectly. All right, that's exactly what the Tigers wanted. Kind of a free 1st down.
That's exactly what they got. And Kobe's really good with it. He barks that out really well.
Well, you know, and see what the reason Callaway was in the backfield was because they had that stunt on, and it was one of those things, it's a blitz package, and you anticipate the snap, and Kobe's so good at going on the first snap, and they anticipated why they did it. Second go round, they anticipated it, and they made a mistake. We got a 1st down. Ball's resting on the 30-yard line.
So Hudson will stand in there. Checks his line, takes the snap, looking fast, throws it right across the middle of the field. Caught across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
Joko Willis on the inside slant. He goes down about 7 yards, cuts it in hard, and that'll pick up about 15 yards and another Tiger 1st down. It'll move it all the way out to midfield.
Kobe threw a laser across the middle of the field. Joko's going to be the wide out to this near side, Thrash to the top side.
Cordarius Sanders is, not Cordarius Sanders, it was Jacorius Cotton on a team about 7 or 8 years ago. He's down on the sidelines with us, went down to Southern Miss and played football and had a great career down there. He's on the sidelines of the Tigers.
He's happy to be back. The Tigers going to throw it out and get close to another 1st down, complete to Joko. Joko's going to be dragged out of bounds at about the 43.
They're going to pick up about 7 on that. Should be about 2nd and 3. Maybe pick it 8, be 2nd down and 2. 2 in a row to Joko. Hey, I like that. 2 in a row to Joko.
There's your T-shirt.
From Mud Creek, no doubt.
Yep. Here come the Tigers once again. Williams stands in there. He'll get the call. Nice block in the middle. Across the 40. Wow, he's pounding yardage. Gets the 1st down to the 39.
You know, just right up the middle behind J. Brody Messer, Gabe Hubbard, along with Kobe Harry and Riley Bowles, Michael Irvin, just creating some movement on that offensive line, moving the defensive unit for the Callaway Cavaliers back about 5 yards. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers.
Joko will go over to the other side. We'll have trips to that far side. thrashed to the wideout Jarrell Smith in the slot.
Carlisle in the backfield.
Tigers try to draw him off again. Then they look back to the sideline. Carlisle will step over to the right side of Hudson.
Got to hurry, 3 seconds. Nope.
Delay a game gets called against us. Just took too long there. That's unusual. Minute 49 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0's your score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers.
You know, coming into it's 7-0, as you said. We kind of knew it was going to be a close game. A lot of people predicting. I mean, depending on who you're a fan of, who's going to win the football game. But I think we'll all agree that it's probably going to be about a 10-point ball game.
Callaway got a pretty stiff defense here. They'll swing it out. And what a great move on the far side by the Tigers. Joko gets the first down and more inside the 25-yard line to the 22.
And we got the white hat, the referee threw one. More than likely it's going to be a hole downfield on the Tigers to spring Joko, and that's exactly what it is. But a super nice outside stab pass to Joko as he plants hard to the right, comes back to the left, and just outruns the kids down about 14, 15 yards. But unfortunately, we had a hole. He's going to bring that back.
They'll mark it off. And looks like they're going to place the ball at the 42-yard line. The Tigers will go from there. It'll be first down, though. So 1st and 13 for the Tigers. Trips to this near side. Hudson takes it. A blitz and a screen pass in the middle that falls incomplete.
Basically Carlisle got tied up between Michael Irvin and Riley Bowles as he had stepped in. They had a blitz package going on, and he couldn't get outside to take that. He was trying to slide over between Colby Harry and Gabe Hubbard to let them lead the way, and he just got caught up in the middle with the blitz coming through from Callaway and just couldn't make it happen. And that's kind of looked inept on that one. A minute 19, the Tigers still second down and long 13, Jack.
Williams in the backfield with Hudson now. Trips again to this near side. Hudson takes it. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. Throws it downfield. Complete and out of bounds at the 31-yard line, just short of the first down marker.
But that'll bring it all. And that's another Joko catch right there. Nice little toss. He can only get it where Joko Willis could catch it. As Joko picks up about 9 yards, maybe it's a 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers as they hustle it up.
Slot to the right side, handoff in the middle. Good move to get across the 30 down to the 25. First down, Tigers.
You know, and Trey Williams, there was a hustle up, but he took that ball from Hudson and he went outside behind big Gabe Hubbard and was able to. He got hit really at the line, but he drug guys 4 yards for the first down for the Tigers as they continue to move on the 25-yard lines where they'll spot the football.
Tigers will roll their personnel over a little bit. Purnell will go in the wing right. And they're going to jump off sides once more for us.
You know, we'll take that. You know, it's kind of, we were talking in pregame, Jack, about our offensive line having a few penalties that we needed to kind of correct on. And as it turns out, they're really disciplined tonight as far as jumping off and having little eager fingers. So
interesting that Callaway's called a timeout with only 51 seconds left to go, but the Tigers are driving. Let's keep it here for a second, Greg.
And that's their second timeout. It may or may not prove to be significant as the second quarter kind of winds down to halftime, but you're right. You know, I go back just a few plays ago, Callaway was down on the Tigers' 25-yard line. Now the Tigers, in a turn of events, kind of back the Cavaliers up. Now the Tigers have got the ball on the Cavaliers' 20, hopefully trying to score before the end of the first quarter.
Callaway with 6 penalties so far in the game. The Tigers just with 4. But the ones for the Cavaliers have come in really inopportune moments.
As they have the Rogers Barbecue advertisement on the Callaway scoreboard, Callaway Stadium scoreboard. Want to, again, welcome the Gilmers and the Messers from Panama City. They're listening to us via internet as they do each and every week, so we appreciate that. You know, I know my son Scott Hicks is listening up in Dahlonega, Georgia, and good buddy, class of 79, Robert Palmer. He'll be listening on the radio as he's actually local in LaGrange tonight, so we appreciate all you guys listening. Big game of the week here in Georgia High School.
I was having some catfish at Rogers just Thursday night. Because it's all you can eat that night. That's why I go. Carlisle sets in the backfield. Hudson back to pass. Throws it across the middle. What a diving catch. Falls incomplete. but great effort out there by Thrash.
Jatavian Smith, or actually Jarrell Smith.
Jarrell, you're right.
On a little inside slant, he has to lay out on about the 5-yard line. He actually catches it, but it's one of those things as you're going down, you're trying to brace yourself for it. You know it's going to be a belly flop, and as he hit the turf, the ball came. So, but a good toss and a good attempt by Jarrell Smith.
Twins to the right. Actually, trips to the right. Hudson is going to run the option. Cuts inside. He's down to the 15. Fights his way down near the 10-yard line, but that'll be another first down for the Tigers.
He's all the way down to the 11-yard line. Nice job as he puts his head down and behind J. Brody Messer as J. Brody's pushing his guy down the field, and somehow Hudson weaves his way, and he finds somebody. He just runs up the back of Messer, but Messer says, that's okay. We got a first down.
That's all he's looking for. Carlisle stays in the backfield this time. Purnell at the wing to the left side. And it's going to be Hudson. Calls his own number across the 10. Tucks that away a little bit better. He's down to the 5.
Yeah, you got some folks behind us. Number 1 for Callaway. Hit number 2 for the Tigers. Helmet to helmet, and kind of Hudson's head kind of buckled forward. But inside the 10, Hudson straight up the middle, down to the 7-yard line.
That's Kelly Fanning. He's a very effective guy on the defensive side for Callaway. Tigers now look back. Get the call from the sideline, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. 7-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers over the Callaway Cavaliers. We're going to the second quarter. We'll step away. Let's listen to about 2 of our sponsors. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service. Bravo! It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way. By teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service. Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Isn't it?
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
At Holmes Pharmacy, we know the hassle and looking for the right pharmacy and getting the kind of service you want is always so that's why the only place to go is Holmes Pharmacy. At Holmes Pharmacy, you'll find friendly service and the nicest people. Holmes Pharmacy, now with 3 locations, Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
Come on, take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Mormon, Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. 7-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. A fresh 12 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Tigers driving right now. Second down.
And the ball's on the 7-yard line as the Tigers trying to get a touchdown.
Hand off to Carlisle. Carlisle hit. Bounces around, but he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Actually, he's going to lose a yard, Jack, back to the 8. So that'll, I love the scoreboard, but when you're old like me and you're way down the end, I think it's second down.
It's third down.
Third down.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's the great thing about these binoculars. You had yours down here. You could have taken them with you.
It wouldn't look good if I'm on the sidelines with binoculars.
Whatever works, man. Whatever works. Fakes to Carlisle. Hudson rolls to his right. Rolling, looking, will throw it. Intercepted by Callaway on the 1.
He was trying to force it in there, but they've got a penalty, and I got a sneaky feeling they're going to call 28 Callaway for pushing off so he can get back in front of Thrash to make that interception, which would be a really, really good call. So, it's the correct call, and that's exactly what happened. So Thrash was running around here in the corner. I'm sitting right here 10 feet from him. He's running around. Hudson sees him. And the corner, number 28 for Callaway, just kind of grabs and pushes him out of the way where he can jump back in front and intercept the ball. His actual feet were in the end zone when he intercepted. He fell forward to the 1-yard line.
So let's see what that does for the down marker as well, Greg.
Now they're going to move the football to the 4-yard line. We appreciate everybody listening on the radio. Anthony Robinson, huge baseball fan. Son Brantley played baseball and football, and of course, and even wrestled. And then Rob Upchurch with Remax kind of hanging out tonight, listening to the Tigers.
And the Tigers are going to jump off sides this time.
Kind of an odd formation in that no one on the line of scrimmage really got down to the 3-point. They just kind of all came up to the line and just kind of kept moving forward.
I think they were going to try to just kind of catch Callaway off guard that time by going like on a no count.
Well, they caught themselves off guard, is what they did.
Yeah. So Carlisle will roll in to be the tailback in the backfield. Thrash will go over to the far side. Smith stays to this near side, wide out. Purnell at the wing. And here we go. Hudson calls for it, back to pass, throws across the middle, caught, but not enough for the first down.
Joko will pick up about 3, maybe 2.5, 3 down to the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. So Tigers, you know, do you kick the field goal? You can still get a first down inside the 2. So keep that and be mindful of that. So all the Tigers have got to do is pick up 3 yards.
Let's see what they do. Hudson will stand in there. He'll roll out the pass, looking. Jump throws. Caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
All right, so we got a personal, unsportsmanlike, number 1, kind of flipped him off, Thrash, as he picks up the nice jump pass, if you will, from Hudson. Of course, that was kind of payback. You know, on the first play of the game, Thrash did a salute to him, so I guess it was back in your face. Either way, bring it. Now they've got that out of the way, maybe we'll bring it back down. 13-0, your Tigers up. 11:10 to go until the band starts playing.
Yep. There's the call you mentioned, Greg. After the play, unsportsmanlike again, they're going to assess it on the kickoff.
And you know, Jack, that's what I'm going to do. When you bring it on the kickoff, Elson Martinez now, you know,
put it in the end zone.
Changes. Well, he may put it in the end zone. The coaches may try to get him to put it down here in the coffin corner, maybe on the 1 or so. As we say that, he lines up for the PAT.
He'll wait for the ball to be snapped. Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good. With 11 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half of play, the Tigers lead this one 14-0 on Eagle Sports.
Your new score, the Callaway Cavaliers 0, your Troup Tigers 14.
We'll go back to the station for 30 seconds. Right here as the Tigers are leading 14-0.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Or your dog's tail wagging when you first brought him home? Do you see 4 tires? Or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car. But a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr, on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. We'll kick the ball off from the 45 of Callaway. That's pretty deep, Craig.
Well, that's a good point you made, and again, interesting because I'm standing down here at the front corner at the pylon. And, you know, they've got number 5, and help me out here again. I don't have, but he's standing on the 5-yard line, so he's where he should be. But
that's Clay Hines.
You know, I might try to put it here in the corner, front corner, make him make a decision to go for it. Maybe he tries to catch it and has a mishap, maybe, and the Tigers come down here and see what maybe we can recover something.
Martinez now will address the ball, steps up, gets the kick, and onside, taking it to 35. So coach trying to catch him off guard, but Callaway, very heads-up play, number 12 for Callaway, Dre Potts recovers that one.
Well, I promise you, that the Tigers did that twice last week down in Harris County. So you know Coach Wiggins and his crew was very much aware that might happen, especially with the momentum kind of swinging toward the Tigers over the last couple series where Callaway had it down here on the 25, and next thing you know, they've got it 4th and forever, 4th and 43, and then the Tigers take over and eventually score on moving from the first quarter to the second quarter. So kind of momentum's on the Tigers' side, so you kind of knew they were going to try something like an onside kick.
Straight up eye for the Cavaliers. Hand off to the tailback. He's going to find some running room, and he's gone. 50. One man to beat. 20. He beats them on their first play of this half. They get a touchdown.
Well, it'll come back. There's a flag. More than likely, it's a hold.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a trap play, and of course, hey, it hit sweet. Callaway coaching staff had called that play, and it looked good. And, I mean, you're right. Once you get past, when you put 8 men in a box, as you see it on the replay, and you take about 2 steps, and you're in the second level, then it's just a matter of outrunning everybody. And you know, as soon as he comes to the line of scrimmage, the yellow flag hit the ground. So that's one of the things that a lot of fans don't see, is that, and a lot of times we miss as well. But you know, you focus so much on the ball and the ball carrier or the wide out and what have you. You don't see a lot of the field. And sure enough, he hadn't broken the line of scrimmage before the flag went out.
So a touchdown call back. So that's a 6-point swing just on that one flag. And now the ball will rest at the 27-yard line.
Speaking of rest, Bigsby still in the ball game after that 70 or 64-yard sprint or 60-yard sprint for sure.
So the Cavaliers now will set up once again in a straight I formation. The quarterback Freeman stands in there, turns, toss sweep, going around the right side. Ball dumps down. Tank picks it up, and he'll go out of bounds short of the 27.
The ball, he tossed, of course, before the snap, he holds up four fingers, as if to tell the Callaway crowd, hey, I'm number 4. And Freeman tosses it to him. He picks the ball, runs it, and he just drops the football. But luckily for him, it bounces back up into his hand as he's sprinting wide to the right. Of course, coach's staff is now coming out talking to the wide out, because he was sitting here talking to the referee, and it kind of, I'm sure one of the coaches from Callaway tried to pull him under control, because one of the things you don't want to do as a player is argue with the officials, for sure.
Twins to this near side. Back to the shotgun set. Freeman takes it, hands it off into the line. This will go to number 5, will be the ball carrier, Quay Hines.
You know, Hines, you got to like the way he runs the football. Totally different running statue than Bigsby. As Hines takes the ball, and he's low, he's got some big thighs, and he just lowered himself down even lower to the ground and just ran over one of the Tiger defenders to pick up positive yardage. Be 3rd down and 7.
Freeman tries to draw off the Tigers. Tigers don't bite. So Will is back to the left side. It'll be Hines. They'll be in there with him. Freeman takes it, turns, makes the handoff, and the ball's loose.
Ball's on the ground. Tigers got it.
Tigers are on top of it. They walk up with it. That's big number 44 for the Tigers. Picking that one up, Andy Boykin. He's glad to be back tonight.
I tell you what, Devin Hill, you're right. Andy Boykin be glad to be back. There's a flag on the play. Let's see if we've got some kind of celebration after the fact. But and it could, you never know. It could be face mask. It could be holding. A lot of things happening when you got a ton of folks involved in the tackle. But the ball definitely came loose. All right, well, that's a sideline warning. So, okay, we got to play fair. Got Callaway 1, got Troup 1. So, at any rate, Tigers take over after a Boykin fumble recovery, as the ball will rest on about the 31-yard line of the Cavaliers.
What's interesting, Greg, this is just Troup's 3rd time with the ball in this contest.
You're right, and they scored on the first 2 possessions. The Callaway's second possession was so lengthy. If you remember, they came all the way down to the Tigers' 25, and then Tigers backed them all the way up to seemed like their 25, and it was 4th and 43, and Tigers ultimately took over and scored. And so now, if hopefully things will go well, and the Tigers will get their 3rd touchdown.
Tigers leading 14-0, 10:04 left to go.
That was a quick delay of game. You got to see the back judge, and he's all over it, but just in the transition of getting off the field and waiting on the penalty to be called, and I promise you that was just the Tigers should have got on the field a lot quicker than that. So they'll start out, Jack, with 1st and 15.
Penalties once again, the story of the game for the Cavaliers tonight. Stacked receivers to this near side for the Tigers. Hudson will call for it, turn, and make the handoff. A nice, making a miss as he gets across the 35 to the 34-yard line, maybe to the 33. No, actually they'll back to the 35, my bad.
He took the handoff in the backfield, and really they're not going to give him any gain. So Callaway wasn't fooled, as you said, by the stacked receivers on the right side. Different formation the Tigers are using right now. So, and it possibly could be to set up another play, Jack.
Jarrell Smith will be the wide out to this near side. Hudson will stand in there in the backfield. We'll have Carlisle moving out, and
got another flag on the field.
Yep, they're trying to chase Kobe down, but there's a whistle that stopped that play.
Yeah, there's a flag on the far side over by the Callaway coaches, and I'm sure they brought to the attention of the side judge, because so typically when you do bring that attention, it's something that the coaches have spotted against the opposing team. So it's going to be illegal motion against the Tigers.
Yep.
You know, Coach Wiggins and Coach Glisson, you know, we've seen them through the we've certainly seen Coach Wiggins through 12 years, and we've seen Glisson in his 4th year. He'll certainly get in the referee's ear in a good way, and sometimes it pays off when you start bringing certain things to their attention, to do it in a respectful way.
Carlisle standing there with Hudson. Hudson going to run the same play. Throws it down the field. Got a receiver in there. Thrash goes up. Looks like ball may have been tipped right as it got to him, Greg.
Actually, it was. I don't know that it was tipped more than it might have just slipped through his gloves for sure. But if I had it to do over again, I would say he should have caught that ball. If he had, he would have caught it on about the 15. But at any rate, that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Tigers. About 3rd and about 21, I believe.
9:11 left to go in this first half play. 14-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. And here we go. Hudson calls for it. Back to pass. Got a man running after him. Turns. Going to have a flag here. Kobe reverses his field. Looks. Throws it down the field. It'll be thrown out of bounds. But I think that will be a penalty against the Tigers.
Nice catch by one of the assistant coaches on the Callaway sidelines as Kobe threw a bullet to him. But you're right. Probably holding was called, and the flag was thrown just a second after the snap. And so you kind of knew that all this running around was going to be negated as it was. So that'll back the Tigers up another 10 yards. So instead of 3rd and 21, it should be replay the down 3rd and about 31 for the Tigers.
The Tigers were winning the penalty battle, but now they're back even between the two teams. But it has hurt Callaway more because, again, they had the big touchdown call back. So a timeout is called. We'll take one as well. 9 minutes left to go here in this first half of play. Tigers leading 14-0 on Eagle Sports.
Hey, it's T.O. Double D, Todd Parrish with Kilogrange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand new 2019 Kia Sorrento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at Kilogrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Lot number 110917. Priceless tax, tag, and title. See Kia of LaGrange for complete details.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back. It's 14-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. As we're ready to go on a 4th down. Not sure what that call was, Greg.
Well, I didn't catch it. I was down here talking to Coach Jeter on the sidelines. He's sharing some highlights of his last couple of weeks.
Hope he's feeling well down there.
He is feeling well. I was about to tell him about your highlights for the day, but we'll wait till we go off the air for it.
That'd be a good idea. The Tigers going to put the ball away. A little bit of high snap. Get the kickoff. Going to see a wobble up there. Hit at the 20 and take a Tiger bounce inside the 15 down to the 10. And that's where Callaway will have it, 1st and 10. The Tigers haven't done a lot of that this season, Greg, is punt the ball.
9-yard line. First down, Cavaliers.
Punt all the way down, as we mentioned, to the 10-yard line. That's where Callaway will have it, 1st and 10. Not their best field position at all.
They'll take over on the 9-yard line. You know, we talked before the game. We were outside. Several of the fans were talking about our kicking game. And said, man, if it gets down to the punting game, ooh, that's going to be bad for us. But, hey, first punt of the game for the Tigers turned out to be not so bad.
Well, we got it off. That's the main thing. So here comes Callaway. They'll start off running in the straight eye. Turn. Hand off to the tailback. On a little trap play, he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Bixby the ball carrier that time.
That's why we got Kevin Martin from his middle linebacker position. He met him really at the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard into the play, and he'll pick up maybe a yard. Just outside the 10-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. They'll call it maybe 8.5.
Callaway doesn't huddle, just like the Troup High School Tigers. Back to the shotgun set they go. There's the snap. Trying to run the option. Makes a couple of guys miss, and now he gets the 1st down and more across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Great run by the quarterback.
Well, you know, that's just one of those things that was so quick. Makuta had him turned out. They had him on the outside, and he needed to turn in and it had such a big block on Boykin that Freeman had such a nice lane to run in and picked up about 14 in the first down outside the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Back to the line of scrimmage comes the Callaway Cavaliers. Back to the shotgun set. Twins to this near side. A little bit of a high snap. Hand off to Bigsby to the 30. At second down.
Well, they stay in with their bread and butter. They're more than likely a run first, pass second team. They may be a run first, option second, pass third team. But they've had some good ground games. They've had a touchdown run by Bigsby called back. So it's there. Then they're picking up 4 or 5 yards at a time. Down 14-0. Your Tigers leading.
Twins to the near side. Pregame will have one of his guys swing out. He'll fake the pass. Turn back up inside. He is quick. Brought down. Actually, we thought he was brought down, and he's still fighting his way across the 50. That'll get the fans excited.
Well, what that was, Jack, is it looks like they brought him down, but what they did is the Tiger defender was actually on the ground, and Freeman, his butt really just kind of set on the mid-drift of the Tiger defender and kind of threw him back in the air, and he took off and picked up another 8 yards. It'll be out to midfield for the Cavaliers.
One of their best plays of the ball game. First and 10 from the 50. Freeman will call for it. Turn, hand the ball off. Actually, fake the handoff. He'll run bootleg back to the near side, 45-40, go out of bounds, just shy of the first down.
Excellent run by Freeman, and he's going out of bounds, and so he wouldn't go any further. But Alonzo Ogletree was, and the Coach Glisson is pointing out to the side judges, he was being held like a suitcase, a heavy suitcase, and so the coach is telling him about it. Now, ironically, the ball wouldn't have gone any further down the field. You probably pick it up right here on the sidelines. But Freeman, he's a scat back runner. He's slippery. He's quick too now.
Very fast. Be a handoff to the tailback, Quay this time. Quay Hines is the ball carrier. Giving Bigsby a rest on that one.
You can pretty much give it to Hines, and he's going to bull his way in for 2, maybe 3. Occasionally he'll get 4 for you, but Bigsby's one of those. They call him Tank. He's certainly no tank, but man, he's elusive. He'll just sneak up through the line and he's gone. He's got deceptive speed for a tailback his size, as you saw a while ago on that 62-yard touchdown that was called back.
Freeman steps up, takes a snap, turns. He's got a guy in his face. Tigers got a big rush on, and he's going to go down. Another big sack for the Tigers. Back to the 46.
You take Devin Hill along with Thrash was chasing him down. Kevin Martin on the play from his linebacker position. That'll lose about 6, maybe 7. That'll bring up third down and maybe 14, 15. Let's see. No, it's going to be all the way back, maybe 17-yard line. So 3rd and 17. Big play for your Tigers here as the Callaway Cavaliers have taken the ball now from the 9-yard line after that punt, and they've consistently just moved it all the way down into Tiger territory. So Tiger territory. So big play for the Tigers right now to kind of keep the Cavaliers in 4-down check.
2 sequences ago, Greg, the Cavaliers had the ball all the way down at the 15.
Make some noise, Tiger fans. It's 3rd.
So here we go, 3rd down for Callaway.
Huge crowd here tonight. I'm telling you guys, just wonderful to see the community come out like this, and the Tigers look like they're going to take a timeout.
Tigers take a timeout. We take one as well. 14-0 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers with 5:19 left to go in the first half of play. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
It is Take Home a Titan Truck Month at Nissan of LaGrange. Hey guys, Richard Cates here, General Manager of Nissan of LaGrange. It is time for you to get away from the norm and into the new Nissan Titan. With America's best truck warranty at 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper to bumper, there is no reason not to be at Nissan of LaGrange right now. It is time for you to be a Titan. Come see me at Nissan of LaGrange, where all of our Titans are $10,000 off for Titan Truck Month. Nissan of LaGrange, your friendliest hometown dealer.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Moore, Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. 14-0 is your score.
Smart timeout by Glisson in that there's 5:19 left until halftime. Speaking of Brantley Robinson, he just snuck down here on the sideline. So, Anthony, if you're looking for your son, I just found him. Pretty good timeout taken by the Tigers that time in that, 5:19 left. You never know. It's 3rd down and looks like about 17 for the Callaway Cavaliers. So, never know what they got up their sleeve for sure.
Cavaliers come back to the line of scrimmage. Freeman will stand in the backfield. He'll have Bigsby just to his right. Backing up to pass is Freeman. Got a man in his face. He turns. He starts to just air it out down the sideline. Tigers going to intercept. We get all the way to the 30 to the 31. So Freeman has to just throw to keep from going down and throws it right into the hands of the Tigers.
Jace Godwin on a nice interception. Really was like a punt, if you will. So the, if that had happened incomplete, it's kind of like a punt. But you just knew that Freeman was under so much pressure from the Tiger defensive lineman that he just jumped up and threw it. Really could be called an ill-advised pass, because what if he took it back for a touchdown? But at any rate, the Tigers intercept and throw it a Callaway drive, keep them to no points. Your Tigers still up 14-0 with 5:08 left until the Bands strike it up.
So here come the Tigers once again. They stack the receivers to this near side again. Hudson will take it, and he'll hand the ball from the line. Good job by the Cavaliers to see that one. Maybe actually going to lose about a yard. Brings up second down 11.
That's the second time that formation that the Tigers have gone to. So wide out right, close to the Tigers sidelines. On the numbers, you've got Thrash up front. You've got Jarrell Smith actually behind him. So you don't know if it's going to be a snap pass. It could be set up for what they call a wheel route. Could be a little inside screen. So far, they've not gone to that, to either of those two receivers in that formation, Jack.
They'll change things back up to the slot receiver to this near side. Hudson turns, going to pass the ball complete to Smith at the 45-yard line.
And we've got a flag in the interior, which is going to indicate holding on the Tigers. So nice catch by Jarrell, thrown down at about his shins. He goes down and picks it up. It actually results in a first down, but that's going to be negated and moved back. I'm sure it's going to be, I'm betting it's a holding call.
You won the bet. 10-yard penalty gets from the spot of the foul, which is probably right at the line of scrimmage.
So instead of 2nd and 12, it'll be 2nd and 22 for the Tigers.
Yeah, almost 20 penalties between the two teams so far tonight, Greg.
Well, we pointed out, I pointed out to you first the game with a sideline warning, and then it came back later with one against Troup, had the first one against Callaway. You knew that the officiating crew was going to kind of keep this game under control, intact.
Tigers with a man in motion, throw back across the middle, incomplete, a little high. He was for Thrash coming across.
It was really Thrash at that time is your slot guy. He was probably 8 yards outside the tackle, and he just took a quick inside slant, hoping that they was going to get some pressure off the corners from the defensive end, which didn't happen. They kind of stayed back and waited for Thrash to come across the middle, and it just didn't happen. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Tigers.
Hudson tries to get them to jump off sides, and they do.
We get 5 free yards again, so that's good. Good discipline tonight. We've had plenty of holding calls and other types of penalties, but one of the things the offensive line has not done for the Tigers, and that's jump off sides. So,
but once.
We've got 15 yards, I think, Jack, 15 or 20 yards out of penalties from the Callaway defensive line jumping off sides. 4:12 left until halftime. Your Troup Tigers up 14-0. This is what, Jack, the 3rd possession of the Tigers?
The Tigers have had this is their 4th possession. They've scored on 2 and punted on 1. Hudson going to be run out of the pocket, thrown way down the field, and it's going to fall incomplete. Thrash just couldn't get around to see it coming.
Actually, Thrash he was looking over his outside shoulder when the ball left Hudson's hand, and he really should have stayed in that position. He turned back inside, only to realize real quick that he had made that mistake, and he tried to turn it back outside. And by this time, the ball had been tipped by the corner. But I believe had Thrash maintained his original trajectory or running path, that ball might have been, it certainly would have had a better opportunity to catch it for sure.
14-0 your score in favor of the Tigers. They're going to have to punt the ball away. We'll stand on about the 10-yard line to punt.
You've got Hines back here on the 40-yard line. As
there's a snap, steps up, gets the kickoff. Not too bad. Bounces at about the 45, down to the 40, 35, and to the 34-yard line. So an excellent job of flipping the field, Greg.
And it's a flag down. It's raining flags. It's not raining men. It's raining flags tonight for sure. So let's see what happens. It's all the way down the field, so it's almost like it's in an area. There you go. All right, then. So that's going to back Callaway up 15 at the end of the kick. So that's going to go from the 35. They're going to back them up from the 33, 23 back to about the 18-yard line is where Callaway should take over on their possession.
Wow.
You know, when you got activity down the field, and you know, we started the game with a little showboating, and then when we scored our second touchdown, Callaway said, "Hey, I've got some signs for you," and it's kind of been it's all been in good sport, but you know what you don't want is somebody to get hurt or a penalty like this in a tight ball game because you let your emotions take over, cause you to put in a position to lose the ball game where you shouldn't. So I'm sure that both coaching staffs will address that at halftime. It's just one of the things you don't need to let that, you know, get the best of you.
Ball rests on the 17-yard line, and here comes Callaway. The quarterback, Freeman, will stand in their turn, hand the ball off to his tailback, who's going to be hitting the backfield, get back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be about it.
Andy Boykin will be the one to finish him up. If I'm not, yeah, he'll take him down along with Devin Hill. Devin's actually the one that finished up the job. Boykin made the initial hit at about a yard in the backfield. He picks up maybe an inch. So good job by the Tigers here. You've got Khalif Thornton, you've got Jeremiah Holson, you've got Devin Hill, you've got Andy Boykin on the interior line, you got Jace Godwin, Kevin Martin, Alonzo Ogletree on defense, along with Mandarius Dix and Jatavian Smith.
Going back to the eye. Rolls out the pass. Freeman looking, throws it way downfield. Two men there. And the Tiger goes up, misses, and the Cavalier makes the catch.
You know, I'm looking for flags, but no flags. Good job. Alonzo Ogletree, I just talked about him. He actually jumped a second too soon. If he had delayed his jump, he was trying for that interception. You know, we talked the first game he had a pick six against Columbus. I think his eyes got real big because he thought he sees another interception. If he had it back, he probably would have waited just another split second before he jumps. But he jumps and not quite too soon, and the Callaway Cavaliers bring down the pass on a long gain.
Antonez Blunt makes the catch. Back to the eye for Callaway. Freeman reverses out, hands to Bixby. Bixby going right off tackle. Gets about 2, 2nd and 8.
King Makuta wrapped him up. King Makuta was being blocked really aggressively. He wraps him up. Jace Godwin comes in to help him along with Devin Hill to tackle him. So really it's going to go as no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Callaway.
That's a Tiger spot for sure. 2:30 left to go in the first half. 14-0 in favor of the Troup Tigers.
You know, this has been a really good test for the Tigers, Jack. Callaway, yeah, they've gone downfield on a long pass, but that's more the exception than their rule. They really run the ball good. They've hit the ball in the carrier's belly a lot, so the Tigers have really been tested tonight with a ground game from Callaway.
Freeman makes a Tiger miss, goes around to the right side, picks up the first down and more down to the 20-yard line, and that's just a good athletic effort on the part of the quarterback, Freeman.
You got both Andy Boykin and Devin Hill. They were in the backfield. Both missed the shifty Freeman. Man, he is so quick coming out of that backfield. He's slippery, too, so you really got to be on your toes if you're going to corral that kid. They'll stretch it down to first down, and the ball's resting. Looks like Jack Wood on the 20-yard line.
Right on it. Minute 53 left to go. Callaway once again in the red zone. Going to turn, hand the ball off to the tailback. He's going to go out of bounds after a no gain, make him lose a yard, but that's another flag on the play, and it's probably going to come back even more.
I was going to say, guess what there is on the ground out here? A yellow flag, and it's in the backfield, and it's holding for Callaway.
13 penalties so far for the Cavaliers, and they've all been costly for them. So they've driven down to the 20. They've only got a minute 40 left to go in the first half. They would love to put some points on the board, Greg.
You know, I was just saying, you got a minute 40, and the Tigers would love to keep them out of the end zone for sure. They don't want them to put any points on the board. I know that the Callaway fans across the way would love to see a touchdown before halftime, which they get the ball back. If you remember, they deferred to the second half. So the Tigers really want to keep these Cavaliers in check. As it is now, what, Jack? First down and 25.
Yep. There's a snap. Hand off to the tailback. He finds the hole. This is going to be Clay Hines that will be for the running back this time down to the 25-yard line. A nice 10-yard run.
I tell you what, It was a 10-yard run, and he carried Kevin Martin 9 of those 10 yards as Kevin hit him right as he came through the line of scrimmage. But, man, he's so much thicker than Martin. Martin was riding a dadgum Bronco because he took him 10 yards for sure. So it's second down and about 16, Jack.
14-0 is the score. Right at a minute left to go. Freeman. He's got a man in his face. Goes to the end zone. A lot of guys back there. Going to be caught. And I think the Callaway may not have a flag here. They may have actually gotten a touchdown.
No, it's a touchdown, Callaway. Actually, the Callaway receiver was, and Coach Bliss is arguing that because he was, if you go back and watch the film, if you watch the board, you'll see the Callaway just absolutely got the jersey of the Tigers, and he jumps up and bats the ball, and now he bats it into the other offensive receiver's hand, so it goes from one offense, and so it's now. All right, so now so Glisson rightfully so arguing. Now they're going to throw a penalty on him, but I got to agree with him. It looks like the Callaway kid had his jersey, was able to pick up, jump, slap the ball away into another Callaway Cavaliers hand. So at any rate, 14 for your Tigers, 6 for the Cavaliers with 57 seconds left as Callaway gets ready to kick their point after touchdown.
Callaway definitely is not going to go away in this ball game.
No, we knew it was going to be a tight ball game, close ball game. Been tough. Callaway the first half has done most of their damage on the ground. They've had one long reception to keep this drive alive right here. But beyond that, they've got it mostly on the ground. The Tigers have been mostly in the air and a little bit on the ground, mostly with Hudson's speed on the ground, as Cavaliers have kind of kept Carlisle and Trey Williams in check.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-7, Callaway draws to within 7 with 57 seconds left to go in this first half of play. 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center. We believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
All right, interesting choices to be made here, Greg. As Callaway will be kicking the ball off from the 45-yard line. They'd love to get the ball back and try to put more points on the board. Do they try to squib it? Do they try to get an onside here and get a chance to get on down into the end zone?
Well, right now we've only got 9 guys, and it looks like the Tigers will use their last timeout as Glisson's still frustrated that he's trying to tell the referee. He's going to go over and talk to him now. He's not done, and I agree with it. I think anybody in the stands, even the honest Cavalier fans, are going to take a look at this film. They're going to see that he just holding his jersey, he pushed off on him and able to slap the ball over into his partner's hands. It is what it is. You can't argue that all the time. You just got to come back and win the football game.
14-7 is the score. We'll keep it here as they're going to get the right number of guys on the field on both sides.
I think, the coaches all of a sudden, these officiating crew, well-respected. They know Coach Glisson, Coach Wiggins, and, they'll go back and honestly take a look at it and say, hey, you know what, guys, we missed one. We're not going to write it home to the paper, but just pay attention in the second half, and I think, it is what it is. But, hey, there's been calls throughout history, stuff like this, but Tigers basically got to stop the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers have been moving it up and down the field as we've seen the whole first half. Hey, the Tigers have done it in the air. We talked about that. Cavaliers have done it on the ground with an occasional pass deep that they're really, that's just not in their everyday game mix.
There's a kick. They're going to kick it deep out of the back of the end zone, so the Tigers will have it at the 20 and go their first and 10. No time off the clock.
So the Tigers will start first and 10 at the 20-yard line. 57 seconds. Troup 14, Callaway 7. Packed house. Not only is it a packed house, but both end zones, north and south end zones, are full. There's people sitting along the rails here on the Troup side. I'm looking over the Callaway side, same thing. So what a festive night for football. I'm looking up down the sidelines. We've got several college scouts here. I see one came all the way from Norman, Oklahoma. So we've got some folks out here looking at some of the talent on the field.
Tigers with a real spread offense on this one. Twins left and right. Hudson will hand the ball off in the middle, and we'll get 2 out of that. 2nd and 8. Actually, 1 out of that, 2nd and 9.
I was going to say, he's going to stretch it to 1. We just hadn't been able to really open up any holes in the inside running game tonight. We've had some new personnel. I see they bring Hunter Bass in. He checks in the game as the right guard. He had an injured ankle for the last 2 weeks, and so let's see. Hopefully he's back to almost 100%.
Once again, hand off into the line. We found a little bit of room there. Across the 30. First down at the 35-yard line.
That'll move the change and stop the clock with 18 seconds. You figure average about 6 seconds per play, depending on how far you run it and how fast it takes. Tigers can get in maybe 3 more. No, they won't, because the clock's running. We might get in 1, maybe 2 more plays. They're going to clock. I think Wiggins calls his last timeout with 10 seconds left.
We'll keep it here. 14-7 is your score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. And, you know, Callaway, the penalties have hurt them. You know, it should be 14-14, Greg.
Down here talking to the man with the plan, Carson Rayford. He and Brantley Robinson and Cal Foster all back visiting this weekend from school and enjoying themselves. I know Brantley's up at West Georgia. I need to find out where Foster's going to school, but I know that Rayford's up at Georgia State having a fun time. I know he's studying, too.
Is he having a fun time studying?
I don't know that I don't think fun and studying. I think it's like an oxymoron, don't you think?
What'd you call me?
Hey, so what do you think the Tigers are going to do with 10 seconds? You think as the Mud Creek video is on the video board, man, that's a good-looking plant they've got.
Look your band on your shirt.
No, don't do it. If you're going to do that, go out of town, because if you're going to come to Mud Creek, you're going to get a good-looking shirt.
All right, so Hudson will stand back in the shotgun set. Twins to the near side. He backs up to pass. Makes a man miss. Airs it out to this near side. Called by Smith. Terrell will go to the end, goes out of bounds. Time on the clock, 2 seconds. Whoa, they let it tick down.
They had 2 seconds as he went out of bounds. They need to argue that. They're going to tell him put some time back on. I think Wiggins knows that.
Yeah, they'll
yeah. You might well bring Callaway back out. They're going to put 2 seconds on him.
I'm watching the white hat. Yep, 2 seconds on the clock.
That's the right thing to do for sure. I got to stop saying for sure.
I tell you what, all the white shirts on the far side were going to the inside.
now here's where we really need to get 6 points out of this one. Throw it deep, get 6 out of it. Who knows? We may wind up taking a knee. I doubt it.
No. Waiting on the snap, back to pass. Good rush by Callaway. Hudson throws it all the way down the field. He's got a man there, and they're going to intercept it at the 9-yard line. So that'll end the half.
Well, you know, you kind of knew that one of the two is going to happen, or 3. Either incomplete interception or it's going to be a touchdown. So Hudson threw it kind of off his back foot as he's running toward the Tiger sidelines. At any rate, your halftime score, Troup 14, Callaway 7. I'm going to see if Coach Glisson's wants to say something. He may be still in kind of an ill mood. He may not want to say anything right now.
I imagine he will. A little bit frustrated.
No, he wants to say something. I want to see what he has to say. As the Callaway band makes his way out. Tough. Well played first half. I say well played, but certainly a lot of excitement in the first half, Coach.
Yeah, they got a good football team, so do we. A lot of penalties. We got to get that cleaned up at the half. Got ourselves in a good position to win the football game if we do what we got to do.
Absolutely, Coach. Good job first half. We look forward to the second half. All right, well, you heard it. Got a lot of penalties. I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's a lot of flags on the field for sure tonight from both sides. I'm sure both coaches are going to go in and address that at halftime.
You're exactly right, Craig. We're going to step away and let you hear from some of our sponsors as the Callaway band makes its way onto the field. Right now, you're listening to the Troup High School Tigers as they take on the Callaway Cavaliers. Troup leading 14-7 right here on Eagle Sports.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows. No matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Are you just another truck owner that blends in with all the other truck owners? If the answer is yes, then it's time for you to head to Nissan of LaGrange. It is Take Home a Titan Truck Month. During this time, you have the opportunity to make a statement as a truck owner and take advantage of America's best truck warranty. The all-new Titan comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. This isn't some silly powertrain warranty. This is the real deal peace of mind that no other manufacturer is offering. So come see me, Richard Case, at Nissan of LaGrange and stand out from the crowd.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Graphics is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Graphics at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek's for all your sporting good needs.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagles Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. The Callaway band is out on the field right now and enjoying some of their fine music. Got their flag corps dancing up a storm out there to them. But let's take a moment to kind of let you know what happened in the first half of play. Penalties, quite the story for both teams. Callaway actually having a touchdown called back on a great pass by the quarterback, who's still very talented, Jacob Freeman. But the Tigers started off, they received the kick. They took the ball to 37, and the very first play from scrimmage went all the way down the field for a touchdown. So with 11:48, the Tigers tacked on the extra point. It was 7-0. There was a taunting penalty that kind of set the stage for these officials being very, very watchful of that sort of thing all night long. Callaway got the ball, and actually they drove down to the 50 because they got the ball in such great field position because of the penalty that we mentioned just a moment ago. But I'll tell you what, the Troup High School defense was very effective on that drive. They sacked the quarterback Freeman at the 47. They sacked Freeman again back to the 37. But you know, at the time they had driven the ball all the way down to the 25-yard line, but they ended up having to punt the ball. Not much of a return, and so the Tigers took over again. They began from the 17. They had a little bit of an offsides call, not a big deal, but they began to work their way down the field and again ended up with a thrash touchdown from Hudson. The Tigers, with 11:10 left to go in the in the second quarter play, went up 14-0. Callaway got the ball back. I guess the Tigers only having the ball twice. Callaway with the ball once in the first quarter of play. Callaway still got the ball early in the second. Flags called back the touchdown, as we mentioned. Boykin was able to get a fumble later on in that drive, so the Tigers got the ball back. Tigers couldn't do much with it, had to punt the ball. They punted the ball all the way down to the 9 with 8:46 left to go in the first half. Later on, Callaway was moving the ball down the field again, and this time they threw it down into the Tiger territory, and Godwin was able to come down with an interception, giving the Callaway a turnover, and the Tigers with the ball once again. Tigers, though, had a couple of penalties. They got messed up and had to punt the ball. I think they punted more in this ball game than they have all season. Callaway, though, gets the ball back. They have a nice little drive, ending up with a touchdown pass to get them 7 points on the board. Tigers get the ball with 57 seconds left to go in the first half, and not able to do a whole lot with it. Throw an interception down about 9, pretty meaningless interception. But that's where we are now. 14-7 is your score here at halftime.
What an exciting first half, as Coach Glisson said, going into the locker room. Just a lot of penalties, and really, Jack, on both sides of the ball. I was talking with Hilton Swanson down here, and we were talking about the penalties on both sides of the football, and he thinks that there's several calls been missed and what have you. But man, what a crazy first half. And we said beforehand it's going to be probably a 10-point ball game, and each team working hard to stay in it. You get right down to it. Callaway looks good running the football. They've held Troup from running it. Troup with the exception of one long pass for Callaway, have done a pretty good job at corralling Freeman. But when he gets loose, that's the key, is corralling him. Bigsby's done some damage, but I think the damage really has been done by Freeman on the Tiger defense. And, of course, offensively, the Tigers, they've really got their passing game has been okay. Nothing like we've seen in the past, and so that's kudos to the Callaway defense. But the Tigers got to open up the passing game where it'll open up that running game. The Callaway Cavaliers have really done a good job at shutting the Tigers' run game down.
I agree. Let's step away. Let's just hear from some of our sponsors once again. The Tigers leading this one 14-7 here at halftime. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
At Holmes Pharmacy, we offer low-price generics whenever possible. So if you want to go to a great pharmacy, come on in and you'll be dealing with the best. Holmes Pharmacy, and we have a great selection of diabetic supplies and a good selection of over-the-counter medications as well. Holmes Pharmacy now with 3 locations, Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
Take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. Good food. Where do you find it? Because when you spend your hard-earned money, you want good food. So the place you'll find that good food is at Rogers Barbecue on New Franklin Road in LaGrange, where they only serve American-grown catfish, barbecue cooked to perfection, and with all the fixings to make it worth every penny. Rogers Barbecue, owned and run with care since 1945. Come eat with us Monday through Saturday from 11 to 9, or use our carry-out window. Rogers Barbecue, New Franklin Road, LaGrange.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Mapp here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and, of course, the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup Tiger football as the Tigers are making their way out onto the field. And they are ready to put on a big show for us tonight.
2018 field show, Kaleidoscope.
You hear in the background Johnny Hurd, the director of the Troup County District High School Tiger Marching Band, getting things ready.
So, can you believe this, Jack? Can you believe this, Jack? Jack, can you believe it? I was just on the phone with Tony Walls. He was, it goes back a few years ago when Callaway jumped on top of Troup, and he was, what was his, can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Are you kidding me, Jack?
Are you kidding me, Jack? Well, he was saying, Greg, are you kidding me? Look at the flags that they've thrown. He's up in the stands on the Callaway side, which is where he should be. He's a big supporter of Coach Wiggins, and his kids went to school there and played ball there, and he was with us on the radio for several years. We had a lot of fun, and he said, Greg, man, they're throwing way too many flags. He said, most of them they've got. He said, there's a few they've missed, but he said, they need to let them play football right now. He said, even with the unsportsmanlike, kid knows when they screw up, they do things like that. That's pretty obvious, but when you got holding penalties and blocking the back and things that, that's way out of the play, it makes it kind of tough, to kind of swallow stuff like that.
No doubt. Good to hear from Tony, though. We did have a lot of fun traveling all the back roads of the state of Georgia, going to ball games for both Callaway and for Troup. But kind of amazing to think, Greg, back then you and I were, the three of us were doing all the ball games, and now we've got 3 different crews with Eagle Sports doing all the games.
I'm just talking to a future Tiger. He's down at Long Cane Elementary. He's a 5th grader, and he's probably, 180, 190. I'm serious, he's a big old boy. David England's grandson, and anybody knows David England knows he and his son Bubba are big men, big frame men. When you shake their hands, it's kind of like, oh Lord, it's going to take you to your knees. So it's kind of nice to know that in the future you've got good genes coming this way with his grandson. He's got him here watching the Tigers play tonight, and he's excited about what the next 5 or 6 years are going to hold for him.
Greg, you and I have talked about it a little bit so far in this ball game, but the crowd on both sides just tremendous. As you mentioned, it's from end zone to end zone, sideline to sideline. There's just people everywhere.
Yeah, it's really exciting when you see the community interest from the fans. And like I say, back in several years ago when Troup and LaGrange would get together, it was just like this, packed out. But they were in the same region. Normally they were fighting for region leadership. Here, these guys are in different classifications from same county. But wow, what a wonderful crowd! I mean, it's just literally standing room only from fence line to fence line all the way around the stadium. It is just. It's the biggest crowd I think we've seen at Callaway Stadium for a few years now, I think, Jack.
I don't doubt it. And, of course, we'll probably see another big crowd as Troup and LaGrange will get together later on in the season. Let's step away as the band is getting on the field. We'll talk more about this game. Maybe get the guys from Callaway to come over and talk to us a little bit. Here at halftime is right now the Tigers are leading 14-7 here on Eagle Sports.
At WellStar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At WellStar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service.
Bravo!
We decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way, by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service. Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Team Sales is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Team Sales at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek Team Sales for all your sporting good needs.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and, of course, the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. 147 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. Take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Jack Moore and Greg Hicks live here from Callaway Stadium. But we're joined now by one of the voices from the Callaway side of things, who you hear also on our sister networks. That's Andrew Caraway, a young man that I've known for a long time, but just in a little bit different role because he's a former student.
That's right. That was way back in the day. I'm old. I got gray hair, and I'm married now, Jack. So I mean, I've grown up a little bit since we were last together in the classroom. So,
but still a big fan of the Callaway Cavaliers tonight. We were talking about in our pregame. I'm sure y'all were as well. That these are two teams that the state is looking at.
Yeah.
In fact, this has been circled on the calendar by folks all across the state of Georgia. These two teams in AA and also Quad A coming together for a battle, and it's been exactly that tonight.
Yeah, it's been a battle. I mean, both teams started fast. Troup got the big play, the first play of the game. You couldn't have designed a better start for them. And then, it's just been a defensive struggle,
yeah.
In that second quarter. And Callaway, as we were talking there, it's kind of been a phrase we've been saying all year. We just need someone to make a play. It's like the team waits and waits and waits, and finally somebody makes that play. And everything starts clicking. I don't know if anybody listened to the LaGrange game a few weeks ago, but it was kind of a lot of that going on there too. So, but nonetheless, we'll take the lucky break on the tip pass for the touchdown, and hopefully in the second half, getting the football I don't know if you noticed, Jack, but we've had a lot of success between the tackles running, but side to side, it's just not really working out for the Cavaliers.
Well, and I tell you what, I've been so impressed with tonight is Jacob Freeman. Tank gets all the press really, but it's Jacob tonight that's been so elusive against the Tigers.
Yeah, Jacobs, he's really been a catalyst for this offense against Opelika. This game reminds me a lot of that football game. Opelika, kind of a similar size school to Troup. They were number 4 in the 6A poll over in Alabama, and it was a 7-7 game going into the half. And Jacob Freeman made the big play before half to score, and it was kind of set this team on fire. And I don't know if anybody knows, he took kind of a tough hit against LaGrange. It kind of rung his bell a little bit, and he sat out last week against Cross Keys, which was a very overmatched opponent for the Cavaliers last week. But it's glad to see him back, see him healthy, most importantly. I saw his dad the other day at Los Tapales, gave him a big hug, said I'm glad Jacob's okay. We're going to need all hands on deck for this very, very talented Troup Tiger football team.
Well, as both get ready for hopefully deep runs into the state playoffs as well, you want everybody healthy and not get knocked out in non-region games. Yeah,
because as bad as both teams want it, and it's like we said in the pregame, both teams want this so bad, but does it mean anything? It doesn't. No. It doesn't mean anything. It just means you're the best team this year in the county. You got bragging rights so far, and I mean, Troup's got a tough region. We listened to you guys call the Harris County game on the way back from Atlanta. SEC of high school football, and in Callaway's region this year, you had 2 other guys. Callaway's region has normally been a little on the weak side, but this year you got 3 teams ranked in the top 10 on that AA side with Bremen and Heard County. I don't know if Heard's still ranked based on the outcomes of the last 2 games, but nonetheless, a little bit more difficulty for the Cavaliers in their region this year, too.
Well, we'll step away. Let's let you hear from our sponsors again, but I thank you, Andrew. You'll do a great job, and looking forward to this second half of great competition.
Hey, no problem.
All right.
Glad to be on.
Tigers right now leading 14-7 here on Eagle Sports.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
It is Take Home a Titan Truck Month at Nissan of LaGrange. Hey guys, Richard Case here, General Manager of Nissan of LaGrange. It is time for you to get away from the norm and into the new Nissan Titan. With America's best truck warranty at 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper to bumper, there is no reason not to be at Nissan of LaGrange right now. It is time for you to be a Titan. Come see me at Nissan of LaGrange, where all of our Titans are $10,000 off for Titan Truck Month. Nissan of LaGrange, your friendliest hometown dealer.
Hey, it's Mike. My team just pulled off the biggest upset ever.
Nice, Mike.
Some fans are getting crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
At Holmes Pharmacy, we're ready to make you feel right at home and do it with very competitive prices. So if you're looking for a pharmacy that cares and price still matters, look no further than Holmes Pharmacy. It's time to go to a pharmacy that really cares about you. Holmes Pharmacy, now with 3 locations, Hamilton, LaGrange, and now in Sawmill inside the Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
Come on, take the deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back. We'll have kickoff coming for you in just a moment. We'll get back to Greg as well, but we'll give you a few scores of local interest as checking the AJC website. Right now, Cartersville leading Cherokee by a score of 7-0. Expect that will increase as the game goes on. Cedartown leading Southeast Whitfield 7-0. Heard County all over Central Carroll, 33-0. Heard trying to. They've had a tough couple of ball games. Going to try to change their direction a little bit. Sandy Creek over Stars Mill, 49-14. Of course, this ball game, the Troup High School Tigers taking on the Callaway Cavaliers, 14-7, and then Chapel Hill leading Whitewater at the half, 21-7. Let's step away again to let you hear from some of our sponsors again. We come back, we'll be ready for kickoff live here from Callaway Stadium on Eagle Sports. Once again, our score 14-7 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. We're here at halftime. Time's ticking down. Guys, back to the station. We're going to go back to you and let you hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll come back with our kickoff for the second half in just a moment on Eagle Sports.
Hey, it's T-O-double-D, Todd Perry.
Come on, take the deal and run.
What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's our kickoff. The ball will be brought out after a pretty good run back all the way to about the 40-yard line, and that's where the Cavaliers will have it, 1st and 10.
So as we knew that, they had a little bit of momentum going into the halftime as they put points on the board with about 58 seconds left. Your score start the second half, 14-7. Your Tigers on the lead, but Callaway, as you said, Jack, has excellent starting position to open up the second half of play.
Freeman, the quarterback, turns, hand the ball off to their big tailback, and he's going to be rocked around in the backfield, but again, he just finds a way to kind of break out across the 45 for a good yardage, about 8 yards up the field.
Well, he tried the left side, and he was met with about 6 Tigers and about 4 Cavaliers, and he was able to get away from those 6 Tigers and get to the second level and pick up about 7 yards. It should be 2nd and 3 as the ball's close, just over the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Just starting the second half of play, 14-7 is our score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers, but Callaway has moved the ball well as of late. Back to the shotgun set, go the Cavaliers. Freeman will roll a guy over to the right side. Bigsby will go in motion. He'll fake the pass to him. And now Freeman up the field. Hit. He rolls out free at the 40, down to the 36-yard line. Actually, roll that back to the 38.
Freeman faked it, but it was such a quick, short arm, like a jab punch. You know he's not going to throw the football backwards. This is where you're a defender, defensive end, even a corner. You got to be really on your A game because he's probably not going to. Throwing the ball, not just little short passes. They throw way down the field.
Hines back in. They're going to run the option. Freeman tries to make a jab step, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 2, short of the first down.
Should be 4th and 5 for the Cavaliers. So, and it looks like they're in 4-down territory. So they're going to pooch kick it, or if they don't get the first down, the Tigers should take over somewhere around the 30-yard line, give or take. So the Tigers, they need to be careful. It's certainly more. It's 4th and 5.
Don't jump off.
That's right. That's what the coaching staff over here on the sideline telling them. Be careful.
All right, watching. Freeman stands alone in the backfield. He puts the man in motion. Go back to the other side. Calls for it. The Tigers don't jump. Looking back to the sideline. I think we have to get a timeout. Yep. Coach Wiggins has to call a timeout on that far side. Great job by the Tigers to keep their wits about them.
You know it's part of the game, but with just 9:34 left in the third quarter, you really hate to use a timeout so early on. But that's what they knew going into it. If they couldn't get them to jump off sides, they really didn't have a 4th down and 5 play to make a first down at least at this point in time. So the Cavaliers thinking, do we squib kick it? Do we try for a first down again? If the Tigers are able to hold them, they should take over somewhere around the 30-yard line, Jack.
Well, it sure wasn't going to be an empty backfield, just Freeman by himself back there, 5 yards down the field play.
You put Hines in motion, and that's when he slapped his hands. It's like he faked the handoff, so it's kind of a slow motion jet sweep, but didn't fool the Tigers at all. So you're right, it would have been an empty set. So, but again, hey, they've thrown the ball with good success tonight. So hey, why not try it? They've also run the ball with good success. I hadn't seen Bigsby back on the field yet, and of course I don't see him laying on the sidelines, but I don't see him in this offensive set now at 4th down and 5.
So they're actually going to go back to the same formation. Freeman will stand alone in the backfield. They'll have twins to the right, Tripp to this near side. Let's see what they do. Guys got to watch it. He's going to back up the pass, rolls out. Up the field, he's going to be hit and brought down short of the first down at the 34. Flag comes out late.
They're going to call a face mask on the Tigers.
Oh.
They're going to call a face mask, and it might be Boykin knows that he grabbed his face mask. It's inadvertent, but enough that it got the back judge's attention. So that's going to wind up as a first down for the Callaway Cavaliers. And just what you don't want to do. We talked about pregame. If you don't beat yourself, Tigers should control the ball game, and they're not doing a good job of not beating themselves right now.
So the Tigers with an inopportune penalty for sure right there.
That'll take the ball all the way down inside the 20, Jack.
Yeah, they were going to get the ball back and stop Callaway, but instead now Callaway with a fresh.
We're 10 miles away from the play and throwing a flag. That's kind of what we talked about at halftime, Jack. Let them play in situations like this.
The Tigers now with a long first down.
It'll be first and 25. It'll move the ball back to the 27-yard line, Jack.
Here come the Tigers. That's going to take the snap turn. He's going to air it out. They're going to run the pretty much the same play, but it's going to fall incomplete. And oh, my goodness. You got to hate that.
All right, so we have another flag down. So I don't know if this is going to be either stalking block by Thrash. It's going to be some kind of unsportsmanlike or personal foul on holding because, and so we got holding now. Who knows? It may be defensive holding. He's talking to the side judge now, trying to get the Callaway guy out of the way. But it'll be interesting to see what this call is.
Dixon just couldn't hang on to that ball on that last play.
It may be one of those situations, Jack, where you kind of look downfield.
There's no flag on the play.
Okay, so they're going to wave it off. That might be one of the smartest moves they've done tonight, is wave that flag off. somebody needs to take the flag out of their pocket for about 6 minutes and let them play a little bit.
Trips to this near side once again. A man wide to the far side. Hudson backing up the pass. He throws it across the middle of the field. Caught short of the first down, but a great play across to the 46, 47.
Excellent catch from Joko Willis. Sure hands Joko. I tell you what, we appreciate that. Coming across the middle, he picks up about 20 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. So good job by Kobe and the offensive line did a good job at opening up, creating a pocket for Hudson.
And we're going to jump off sides.
Rarely do you see that. Hudson's looking at Jay Brody, Messer, the center. Obvious miscommunication because you had a couple of linemen move their feet back. And in this situation, when we were taught in high school, when you're running a veer, you're down on a 3-point stance, you look at the ball, and when the ball is moved, you move. Of course, you also should know the snap. But when you're slapping your hands and the zone blocking, you don't really pay attention, especially if you're a tackle. You really expect the ball to be snapped on a slap of the hand, and if it's not snapped, you're going to get illegal motion.
All right, now looks like we're reset, ready to go. Tigers back over the ball. Trips to this near side. Hudson takes it, backs up the pass. Looking, got some pressure. Rolling to his left. Airs it out, and it's going to fall. I don't think did he make the catch down there? What was that?
Well, it's Jarrell Smith, but from my angle, it was actually out of bounds, which is why you hear the Callaway fans cheering so much. That'll bring up 4th down for the Tigers. And it looks like we're going to be punting the football.
Ball rests right now on the 42, so the Tigers will more than likely have to punt the ball away. Play clock down to 20, and the punt team rolls out onto the field.
Exciting ball game, fans. 14-14. We're all knotted up. As Jack said, 8:14 to go in this 3rd quarter of play. Callaway opened up the second half with a touchdown drive, and the Tigers are trying to answer.
Callaway's looked to mount a return. There's the kick. Pretty good kick. Bounces down. Looks at about the 25-yard line, and Callaway will have it there 1st and 10. Let's take about 30 seconds back to the station. This is Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Mallory Agency at MalloryAgency.com. For all your insurance needs, it's the Mallory Agency.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Tigers with an injured player on the play. He'll make his way off the field under a little bit of help from his friends.
Mandarius Dix is the injured Tiger.
Looks like he's going to be okay.
He's looks like he might have a little cramp in his right calf, and he's been real playing good tonight at a corner position. So as he comes out, well, let me see what kind of replacement we've got. It's like Nick Ligon moves in at free safety.
Here come the Cavaliers. Tank is back in for the Cavaliers. Back to the I formation goes Freeman as it goes into center. Takes the snap, turns, hands the ball off the Tank. Tank is hit in the backfield and brought down this time.
Actually, he's going to lose about 3 yards. The ball is going to be spotted on the 21-yard line. Actually, he's going to lose 4. The ball was spotted on the 25. He's going to lose 4 back to the 21-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and 14. So good job by the right side of that defensive line. Jeremiah Holston, Devin Hill leading the charge on that one.
A lot better tackling on that play as well, Greg.
Well, I think the defense knows that they've got to step it up and stop these guys for sure.
Let's put a helmet on these guys. Now back to the shotgun set. Bixby stands behind his quarterback, Freeman. Freeman run the option, quickly pitches. And Tank makes a move in the backfield and nothing doing. Maybe gets a yard of the field.
He'll pick up a yard and a half. They're going to spot it at about the 22-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 12 for Callaway.
Tiger defense getting a little stingy here now.
Just a little tall sweep, a little quick tall sweep out to Bigsby. Well, he saw that there wasn't anything on the short side of the field. That's toward the Callaway side. He plants and tries to turn it back in the middle to no avail, where he meets Philippe Thornton and Jeremiah Holston to bring him down.
Big 3rd down for the Tigers now as the Callaway looking at 3rd down at about 12. Twins to this near side, single back to the backfield. He'll turn, he'll look at to pass the ball, but now he's going to have to be scrambling around. Just
ball's out of bounds.
Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Tigers. 2 down to the 5, fighting. But they're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
They're showing an incomplete pass as his arm was going forward. It was one of those judgment calls, guy. I'm sitting down here on the 19-yard line, and it's all happening on the 15. Freeman was covered up by 5 Tigers, was going down, making an attempt to throw the football. I'll be honest with you, it could have gone either way. And Devin Hill comes up with a recovery. I'm going to go and say that's a lucky break for the Cavaliers. As the Tigers get ready to return a punt, Thrash will be back on about the midfield strike. Callaway punter is going to be on the about the 7-yard line.
14.
Oh, his head!
The ball goes over the kicker's head.
That'll be a safety.
He'll pick it up, and he's tackled out of bounds. And a safety for the Tigers. They'll add insult to injury. They'll get the 2 points, and then Callaway will have to kick the ball off to the Tigers.
Jack, you called it a while ago about that stingy defense. Now, the first series, the Tigers weren't so stingy. They had a stern talking to by Busby and his defensive staff. They made them look good this time. The Tigers come on the sidelines kind of all fired up right now. 16-14, your Tigers go back ahead on a safety at the 6:18 mark of the 3rd quarter.
Listen, still in the ear of this side judge. he walks a little ahead of him, says a few things, walks back, says a few things.
Yeah, he's telling him. He said that was a fumble. Of course. Uh-oh. He said, I don't know what you guys are supposed to be calling. But he's saying nice way, though. Well, kind of, hey, come over and have some dinner with me. Man, you need to call this game right. kind of like Tommy Lasorda used to go out and just yell, throw his hat down. And he really wasn't yelling. He was more saying, what are we having for dinner? I want pizza. What about you? Throws his hat down, But the fans are really getting a good show.
Ball will rest on the 20-yard line. That's where they'll kick it from. So the Tigers have to step up.
And I believe, I'm not sure if they have an option, but they're punting the ball. And it looks like Mark Anthony Dix is on about the 35-yard line.
What a great punt for them. Taking it to 35, back across the far side of the field. Just tries to get to the wall. Reverses it a little bit to the 40, 35, 45, 50, and knocked out of bounds over there. So a good job on the return. And there's a flag, though, back at the 30.
That will be blocking the back. Now, it was thrown on the Callaway sideline. I saw a
personal foul, blindside block against the receiver.
See, I saw that on the Troup sidelines, and I didn't see a flag. Look all the way over the Callaway side, and I see a flag down. I did not see the block, but they call it a blindside block. So from the spot of the foul, that'll be a 15 yards backwards. So rather than the Tigers starting at midfield, they're going to be starting somewhere around the 15-yard line. Actually, what it looks like about the 18, Jack?
Yes, it does. Greg, the officials have insinuated themselves in this game much more than I think they should.
That's what
every play you're looking for your flags. You're not looking to see what the guys did on the field. You're looking to see whether they're going to throw a flag or not.
No, you're right about that. Long way to go for the Tigers.
Hudson Crute back to pass, throwing it out here, wide open man at the 40 to the 50, 30 down the sidelines to Smith, all the way down to the 10. Maybe they're going to mark him at the 7.
Nice job by Jarrell Smith as he catches it right on the sideline, tight ropes the sideline all the way down. They're going to mark him inside the 10 at the 9-yard line as we got a Cavalier down, number 28. I don't know if he's got a cramp, if his legs hurt or his pride's hurt. It's certainly definitely a little bit of both. But what a nice catch. Kobe Hudson put it where nobody else could catch it, but Jarrell Smith right on the sidelines, tight roped it down all the way inside the 10. So Tigers in position to score another touchdown with 5:54 at the clock right now. Your Tigers up already 16-14.
Well, you know, Greg, also it was a great route run by Smith. He found a nice little seamer on the right side.
Well, he had, you're right, it was twins out there on the right side. He was between the numbers and the sidelines. He actually stepped inside for a step or two to really take the corner inside. And when he took the corner inside, he stepped it back out to the sidelines. And you already had Thrash running an inside route. So, you know, it's like, which guy, you had the corner debate which he should go with. And
they tend to double team Thrash when he's out there.
Yeah, and so Kobe put that ball right on the outside shoulder for only Smith to catch the ball. You couldn't ask for a better throw.
They're going to take care of this injured Cavalier. While they do that, we'll step away for 30 seconds back to the station. You should listen to some of our fine sponsors. You listen to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics, well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tigers football. Tie ball game, 14-14. Tigers looking to go ahead with a touchdown here. Ball resting on about the 8-yard line. Carlisle will stand in the backfield along with Hudson. Waiting for the play to be whistled in. The young Cavalier was able to make his way off the field under his own power. Hudson takes a snap, hands the ball to Carlisle. Actually, he'll ride Carlisle. He'll keep the ball, bounces to the outside, fights his way down to the 6.
Actually, that was he did pull it. All individual helps it. He pulls him, and really Hudson fought for a hard 3 yards down inside the 12-yard line. He's going to mark it at just a little over, just outside the 7-yard line. So first or second and goal from the 7-yard line for the Tigers.
Now, Greg, we really haven't seen Hudson break his running legs out much in this ball game.
Well, the Cavaliers' defensive line knows it. It's just like Freeman. They know he's a threat to go anytime, and he just saw that he could pull it, maybe step it outside.
Hudson takes the snap, turns, going to fake the handoff, throw the pass across, down to the 1,
touchdown!
into the end zone, touchdown, Tigers!
Mark Anthony Dixon comes across on the inside seam route, on the slant route, and Toby comes up, shoots him. He catches the ball at about the 3-yard line. Callaway Cavaliers all over him, and small Mark Anthony Dixon just drives those legs, jumps over into the end zone, throws the ball over the line for another Tiger touchdown. Man, we needed that one, Jack.
Only a 5-play drive that takes them almost the length of the field after the penalties on the kickoff.
Yeah, what a nice play call there. The fastest guy on the field, one of the shortest guys on the field, but Hudson puts it right on the money for Dixon to score.
Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good. With 5:02 left to go here in the third quarter play, Tigers go up ahead 23-14 after a safety and a touchdown. You listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning health care, visit wellstar.com/WGMC.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back as we're looking at 5:02, as we mentioned, left to go here in the third quarter of play. 23-14. Tigers were able to get a safety and then drove the ball all the way down the field on 5 plays to put it in for a touchdown with Mark Anthony Dixon making that play. There's the kickoff. All the way down to about the 13-yard line, brought up to the 20. A little bit of slipping and moving and sliding, and brought down at the 23. A great individual effort by the Tigers.
Bigsby's trying to go one way, trying to go the other way. He's dancing. He needed a partner, and Jabraylon Gooden said, "I'll be your partner." Comes in and snatches his legs out from underneath him. at about the 23-yard line, and that's where Callaway will have it to start this possession. 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. So good coverage by the Tigers that time, Jack.
Yeah, Greg, that safety is a really big play. Instead of just going up a touchdown, they go up a touchdown and 2 more. So the Cavaliers, of course, will want to answer, but they're going to have to answer twice.
You know, I was talking to Randall Maddox on the sidelines. We were talking about how Callaway had gone away from their power game. They're just right up the gut middle game. So let's see what they come back to.
They're going to hand the ball off to Bixby. Bixby takes a step and then another step.
Right up the middle.
Well, he kind of bounces that off tackle a little bit.
He'll pick up, what, about 4 yards? Should be 2nd and 6. He might have picked up more than 4.
They're going to give him about 5 on that one.
Yeah, they've had better luck, the Callaway Cavaliers, that is, going up the middle on the Tigers. When I say up the middle, between tackle and tackle, but then they have really on any of their option plays, they hadn't really got around the corner. They've been better coming between the tackles and then breaking it at the 2nd level.
They just like the I formation on 1st down because everything else from here, as the quarterback Freeman fakes the handoff, a tremendous fake, as he's going to take the ball down the field across the 40 to the 45-yard line.
Nick Ligon on the tackle, as he was, Freeman had already picked up the 1st down. Nice fake. I'm telling you, he's not a big kid at all, but he's certainly not scared to run the football, and he's pretty fast. Pretty fast as he turns it. He pulls it from Bigsby's gut, hammers it on the left side up to about 15 yards, and that'll be a 1st down. The ball's what? Just over about the 44-yard line.
Yep. So Freeman calls for it again. Going to make the handoff this time. And again, wow, they run the ball so well in between the tackles, as you've mentioned, Greg.
Well,
that was Hines that time.
Not only that, but Hines has such a low center of gravity. When he gets the football, he automatically drops his chest down about 6 inches and his face up, but he is low down. If you're going to tackle him, you got to get down there with him. You're not going to tackle him around the shoulder pads.
A 9-yard gain on that play. 2nd and 1. A lot of time in this ball game, folks. Glad you're joining us here on a beautiful Friday night here at Callaway Stadium. There's the snap. Quarterback Freeman is going to throw an incomplete pass, but he had some Tigers in his face, as usual.
He had a little wide out screen where he would just roll out and be chased. That was actually designed that way. The linebacker, Martin, had the tailback covered out in the flat, number 3, and for the Callaway Cavaliers, and it's just so he had no choice to kind of throw it at his foot. So you're looking at 3rd down and a yard as the ball is on the Tigers' 47-yard line.
Bigsby comes in at the tailback. They're back to the straight I.
Certainly expect power I right up the middle.
Quarterback sneak up the middle. That'll get the 1st down at the 45. It looks like they'll mark it at the 44.
That big offensive line of the Callaway Cavaliers, and they've got some big boys across that front line. I was talking to somebody at the office today, Vernon Daugherty. They call him Bama. He was talking about how big the offensive lines are for both Callaway and Troup, and that proved beneficial to him as Freeman was able to sneak it forward for 2 yards and a 1st down.
Back to the I goes Freeman and his Cavaliers. Steps back, fakes the handoff, hands the ball off to his tailback, Bigsby. Bigsby bounces to the outside and picks up a couple of yards on that play.
I tell you what, Ogletree he was going to punish him. He comes up, he gets down, and we've got an injured Tiger on the field. But Alonzo Ogletree came up, and he got down in the thigh area of Bigsby. I tell you what, Bigsby's feeling it because he's not just jumping off the center field. He's actually kind of limping. He just don't want anybody to know it that he got hit hard that time.
They go check on this injured Tiger. Looks like just a cramp there. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station. It's the Tigers leading 23-14 here on Eagle Sports.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back. A couple of Tigers needing some stretching out there after that last series of plays. 23-14 is your score in favor of the Troup High School Tigers.
You know, we talked, Jack, before the game that, you know, we just saw 28, the corner for Callaway, in some cramping situations. And we've got one Tiger down, and then the second one sat down and said, you know, I'm a little cramping too. So we knew it was a hot, humid night. I mean, it feels nice, but there's a lot of humidity in the air, and that just says Cramp City. And that's what we're starting to experience. Here it is, 2 minutes and 27 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a lot of ground game, a lot of tackling going on, so a lot of sprinting up down the field. It's inevitable that we're going to see more and more cramps. We're not even in the fourth quarter yet.
Coming back to the line of scrimmage is Callaway. Ball rests just shy of the 43. 2:27 left to go in the third. 23-14 is your score. Callaway. Ball's on the ground. And it looks like Callaway's going to get back on it at the 44, lose a yard.
Kind of a bad transition there. One of the few mistakes that they've made as they hand off from Freeman to, I want to say, Bigsby or either Hines.
That's Hines that time.
You know, you just hadn't seen it. So they've ran a really good, mistake-free, really, transition from the quarterback, whether it be toss-outs or toss sweeps or just direct handoffs, Jack.
So big down right here. Callaway comes back down the field, third down and 11. Hines to back to the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to him. He's being corralled at the 45-yard line, and that'll end that drive more than likely. Although, I don't know, would you punt the ball? What would you do here, Greg?
Well, you know, last time they didn't punt it, went on the short sidelines. But good job by Kevin Martin as he just wraps him up really just about a yard deep in the backfield. And what a good job it is to keep them from getting significant yardage. So what you can do is pooch punch it here. You know, you're kind of close to midfield. So
the punting team's coming on.
I think you would probably try to coffin corner it.
I don't think you want to give the Tigers the ball here at the 45.
No, you probably want to put it out somewhere inside the 10. So I'd be surprised if they ran a fake. Of course, I know the coaching staff's reminding them, be aware of the fake, but I think I'd be a little bit surprised if they were to do something like that.
Love hearing these crowds fired up for their teams. Cavaliers roll one more guy onto the field so they have enough. Now they're ready to go.
Should have plenty of time as the play clock's only at 15 seconds.
There's the snap. He steps up. Gets the kickoff. Backspin on that one. Hits down, takes a Tiger bounce. Back to the 20. They keep running away from it. They need to go ahead down at the 18.
Well, I'm standing down here on the 15. The ball hit maybe on the 15 and a half, bounced way up in the air, and they probably the Tigers picked up maybe 3 yards on that bounce. So nothing really significant, but one of the things that like you said, they're moving away from the football like it's a hot potato. They need to get on that football.
So the Tigers, with 1:03 left to go in the third quarter play, will step out on the field. They're leading right now by a score of 23-14. And here we go. Hudson will take the shotgun snap, turn, quickly hand it off to his tailback, who really needs to look back right. He's going to get some yardage up the field, but there's a big hole back to this near side.
Well, just good job by the offensive line over there. Looks like Hunter Bass on that side, along with Gabe Hubbard, and actually that would be Colby Harry. So we just gave the ball to Trey Williams and said, hey, follow those two big guys. And he did. He picks up 4 yards, and, you know, we'll take 4 yards at a time. But the good thing about the passing game we talked about, if you get it rolling, you're going to open up the running game a little bit.
And the Tigers want to grind out a nice drive here as we fight across the 25, about the 27, and I think that's going to be enough for the first down.
That'll put them out at about the 29-yard line, which will move the chains. You're right, Jack. One of the things let's keep in mind, too, the depth of the Tigers. Now, cramps hurting both teams. The Tigers may have a little bit better depth at a lot of the positions, experience depth. The Callaway Cavaliers have plenty of guys on the team, but the Tigers may have just a little bit more experience, depth. It might bode well for them as we're not even going to snap the ball here as we end the third quarter.
3, 2, 1, and that'll end the third quarter play. The Tigers leading 23-14 as you hear the air horn. We're going into the fourth quarter with the Tigers leading this one. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships. There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. It is Troup High School Tiger ball right now. As we're got a fresh set of minutes here. And here we go. Handoff into the line. The Tigers going to drive the ball across the 30 down to the 34-yard line. Nice surge up the field. 6 yards. Second down. Yep, about 6 yards there.
I'm sitting down here talking to Jarrell Smith and Jamari Thrash and talking about they're on the sidelines taking a little bit of a break. As you can see, the Tigers have gone to a tight set. And I was like, hey, it's one good thing about throwing to you guys. It kind of opens up the running game a little bit, so it gives them a little bit of rest. It's one of the things that we're concerned about late in the fourth quarter, some of these starters cramping up for us.
Handoff into the line, not a whole lot there. The Tigers going to get back to the line of scrimmage with that. Maybe lose a yard on that and brings it third down.
So Tyree Carlisle had stepped into the backfield to take that handoff, and he hits the left side. And like you said, Jack, may have just got back to the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. One of the things we can't do is you can't take a play off. You can't take a break and say, hey, I'm going to take a break. My guy beside me is going to do it. And the guy beside me is thinking, I'm going to take a break because the guy beside me is going to do it. You just can't take a break. You got to give your all every play just in case your buddy decides to take a break.
Kind of like you and me in the booth here, Greg. Kobe. Acting like he's on a pass. Throws it sidearm. Completed to 50. 45-40. Out of bounds over there. And, wow, that was an interesting play.
There's a flag on the field here at about the line of scrimmage, which has all the makings of a holding play, a holding call. But, I tell you. No, it's going to be first foul on the quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what sold that play is Hudson's going outside. He's faking the run. He doesn't know if he's going to run or pull up and play. The corner's thinking, man, I got a choice to make, so I'll make the choice to go get Hudson, which that leaves Mark Anthony Dixon wide open. So he just made a bad choice. And so not only does he pick up about 22, he adds on 15 to that with a personal foul.
23-14 is your score. Tigers here in the fourth quarter of play. Driving and got a nice little drive going. Again, a good beneficiary on that call there. There's a snap, handoff into the line. Nice push by the offensive line to get about 4 more out of that. Was only going to be a game of about 1.
Just a couple plays ago, they stood up our offensive line and, it kind of had a stalemate. But this time, it looks like our offensive line pushed them forward. A while ago, the Callaway offensive line pushed our guys forward where Freeman could do a quarterback sneak. So the Tigers, 10:09 and the clock's a ticking. 23, Troup, Callaway 14. Tigers up by 9 as the ball's resting on the 21-yard line.
Back to the line of scrimmage come the Tigers. Williams will be in the backfield. And Hudson will keep it. And Hudson, oh man, he had a big open space ahead of him. He's just a little shoestring right there about the 20.
You're right. He pulls it, goes right over there behind the right tackle of 56, Michael Irvin. And somebody shoestringed him because he had a hole that had he not been shoestringed, he might have scored on that one, Jackie. You could see it from the booth probably better than I could down here on the field.
He just opened up very nicely in front of him.
So 3rd down and 3 to go. The Tigers have to get inside the 15 for a first down. Okay, so now they've 3rd down and 8 to go.
We'll back it up. Replay it, as they said. It's been an exciting ball game, folks, if you've been listening to us. 23-14. We've had a little bit of everything in this one.
Keep in mind now, Jamari Thrash and Jarrell Smith are taking a break on the sideline. You've got Joko Willis and Mark Anthony Dixon as your only 2 wideouts. You've got Luke Purnell in at tight end.
Kobe looking at pass. He's got a lot of white shirts in his face. He's going to run the ball. Goes to the left side, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 20. That'll be short of the first down.
I'm trying to save my seniors from last year. They were over here texting. No, I'm just joking. So Hudson tries to get outside. Can't do it. He's pursued hard by 3 Callaway Cavaliers. He goes down. They're going to mark him at the 21-yard line. He's actually going to probably lose a few. Actually, he gained 2 yards instead of 3rd and 8. It's 4th and 5. Tigers not trying to field goal. They're going to try to pick up the first down.
Yep.
Maybe they'll get the Callaway Cavaliers to jump off sides again.
And we're going to have somebody take a timeout.
Yep.
Callaway takes the timeout. They take one. We take one as well. Looking at your time, we're down to 8 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in this contest. 23-14 is your score. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football. 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's a step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to 23-14 is your score. 8:21 left to go in this contest. Tigers with the ball, 4th down now, and 4th down about 5. Going to send Twins to the right side, Twins to this near side, and we're going to try to pick up a first down out of it. Williams will be the back of the backfield with Hudson. Hudson backs up the pass, looking, throws across the middle, complete, down to the 2.
Nice job. Jamari Thrash comes in, and see, he's cramping already, so he's going to come back out. He comes in, down about 12 yards, cuts it inside toward the goalpost. Kobe Hudson hits him hard on about the 4-yard line, and the ball will be marked 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Oh, my gosh.
5-yard penalty. Replay it down.
And an illegal receiver downfield. So that's going to negate that play.
Now, you know, I need to check into the rules. Just how much of a buffer are you given? Because Kobe threw that ball. If you count 1, 2, he released
that was
the
a
ball.
very quick release, Greg. You're right.
So, you know, these linemen are fat and tight. Can't imagine them going down the field 3 or 4 yards. But we need to check and see what the rules are.
Well, it goes against us one way or the other.
Yeah. We got all these coaches down that know a hell of a lot more than I do about it for sure. But anyway, we've Tigers will try it again. It's 4th down and 15. Let's see what they can come up with.
Waiting for the snap. Hudson back to pass. Looking, throws it to the corner. Got a lot of guys down there.
Yes!
It's a touchdown for the Tigers.
No flag. Touchdown for Kobe Hudson. Nice back end zone to Mark Anthony Dixon. Wow, he got behind the corners. That'll negate any bad calls or bad holding calls by the Tigers. 7:49 left in this game. In the 4th quarter, your Tigers go up 29-14.
Wow.
Yeah, you're talking about Mark Anthony Dixon, one of the fastest kids in the state at Quad A. He just simply, one-on-one, Callaway's had a hard time keeping these speedsters on the backside. So I think we're waiting for Joko to get out and snap the long ball. We may have to bust a timeout. We do have 3 remaining, so Tigers, that's what they'll do. They'll call a timeout.
Tigers call a timeout. We'll keep it here right now. 7:48 left to go.
What a pretty toss and catch.
Well, and in double coverage too, Greg, is what was amazing about that last play.
You're right, but I watched, and Dixon kind of split the double coverage at the 10-yard line and just simply got behind him, and he was 10 deep in the end zone, and the ball just dropped right into his hands. So what a pretty play by the Troup Tigers offense.
Well, a couple of interesting things to look at as you watch the crowd. A lot of folks starting to walk towards the exits on the far side.
You know, it's 7.5 minutes to go in this ball game.
A lot of ball game here, Greg. I don't know that I'd be leaving this one.
Well, I don't know that I would either, but they're up 29-14, and you know, I mean, a lot of folks predicted maybe a 10-point game, but you know, right now it should be a 16-point ball game pending this PAT by Nelson Martinez.
I need to back up and go look at Echo Berry's poll on Twitter now. Snap, hold, kick is up. And the kick is good.
So Helson's got a fan club here, all the student body, and I don't know if you hear this, Jack. They're hollering, Helson, Helson. But I tell you what, we'll take anything we can get after the kickers that we've had for the last 3 years. So good job, Martinez.
30-14 in favor of the Troup High School Tigers. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel coaches, and more. Mud Creek Graphics is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Graphics at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek's for all your sporting good needs.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. The Tigers right now are leading by a score of 30-14 over the Callaway Cavaliers. And there's the kick. Helson Martinez with a big kick all the way down to the 10. Kind of a line drive brought back to the 20 across the field and brought down, quickly at the 25. Good job. 7:42 left to go here in this contest, as the Tigers right now in pretty good command of the ball game, but Callaway has moved the ball well throughout the entire evening. A couple of quick scores. Cartersville leading Cherokee 21-10. Cedartown over Southeast Whitfield 41-7. Heard County all over Central with Carroll County 45-0. Sandy Creek, no problem with Stars Mill 55-21. We mentioned this ball game. We're at 30-14. And then Chapel Hill leading Whitewater 21-7. Here comes Callaway back to the back turn. Going to fake the ball to Bigsby. Throw the ball down the field. They're going to try for a quick strike. And it's going to be incomplete. Great job of knocking that ball away. Let's see if I can see who that was on that one play. But a tremendous job by the Troup High School Tigers to knock that one down. 30-14 is your score. Godwin was the one that knocked the ball down there. So here come the Tigers. Back up the line of scrimmage as Callaway breaks their huddle. They'll go back to the shotgun set. Freeman will stand in. Bigsby back behind him. Slot receiver to this near side. Looking for the pass. Nice block in front. It's going to be caught at the 50. Nice pass down the field. Godwin will make the tackle. I think that's Godwin. No, that's Ogletree, excuse me. So a good play for the Cavaliers as they move the ball down to the 50. Callaway now with the ball at the 50. Wanting to mount a drive here as the time ticks down. 7:19 left to go. 30-14 is your score. And a timeout's called by the Troup High School Tigers. They take a timeout. We take one as well. 30 seconds. Back to the station. This is Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports. Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Tigers leading 30-14. Ball rests at the 50-yard line as Callaway's driving down the field. Freeman jumps up, hands the ball off. It's going to be Hines, who's just such a hard runner to bring down. He'll get almost a first down on that one play. Let's say they'll mark it the 40. They're going to move the chains. Like Greg's microphone may have gone dead down on the field. They'll see him watching the game, but just not able to talk about it. An injured Tiger down the field. They're going to tend to him as they tend to him. Let's take 30 seconds. Well, there's Greg.
Here you go.
I think he didn't realize his mic was back on or not. There's Greg. Greg, can you hear me? And he's not paying me any attention now. We'll bring his mic down just in case he says something to somebody he doesn't realize he's talking to. Pretending to a Tiger down the field that's injured on the play. Let's step away for 30 more seconds. You listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
And now in Sawmill, inside the Piggly Wiggly grocery store.
The deal and run. Come on, take the deal and run.
Now back to the field for True Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back. An injured Tiger on the play.
I was like,
there's Greg.
I'm sorry. I tell you, you're going to have to get me on the right frequency. I kind of got locked out of the frequency. I'm at 96.9 and I got an echo in me here, so maybe Luke can tell me which channel to go to. But, yeah, it's Alonzo Ogletree. He was injured on the play. I'm down here on the sidelines talking to Maurice Swain, big Maurice Swain, and Corey Grissom. Both played their college ball, one at Auburn and one at South Florida. So it's kind of nice to see these guys back.
Freeman rolls to his left, looking downfield, airs it out across the middle of the field. He's got a receiver there who makes the catch at the 22. He just quickly flips the ball over. Flag down. Let's see if they're bringing this back or not. Once again, the ineligible receivers, they're going to get called with that one. So they'll bring them back.
Well, you can see DeAndre Jones. He's 20 yards down. He's walking back now. So what frequency, Jack?
He has texted the down there to you to be easier for you to see. So if you'll check your phone, I think you should have a text to tell you what it is. But here we go. There's a snap. Back to pass is Freeman. Freeman rolls to his left. Airs it way down the field. He's got a man open back there if he can get to him. Ball's knocked down at the last minute. An incomplete pass. Wow.
That was a great defensive play by, looks like number, 14, Jarrell Smith? I'm down on the other end of the field, but wow, what a great defensive play.
Actually, that's Tariq Carlisle going to break that one up, Greg. Carlisle with a tremendous play, knocked it out at just the last moment. So 2nd and 15, and Callaway not afraid to go for the long ball. With 6:30 left to go in this contest, they trail by a score of 30-14. Freeman takes a snap. He's going to pass again. Back, throws across the middle. Pretty safe pass. Falls incomplete, though, at the last minute. He had it, but lost it just as he went to the ground.
Tyree Carlisle on the coverage on the defense, but hey, that ball was thrown really down around his shins, which is pretty much where he probably should have been thrown, but just couldn't catch it. That'll bring up 3rd down and looks like about 16. It says 15 on the scoreboard, but it's a long 15 for the Callaway Cavaliers.
Callaway looking to the sideline to see what they got. Right now they brought in Demetrius Coleman in at quarterback. Coleman back to pass. Goes across the middle. Broken up once again by a great play, this time from Kevin Martin.
Okay, so you're going to have a probably personal foul on the quarterback, roughing the pass. Yeah. You kind of figured, even though the quarterback is walking away, I don't know if it was helmet to helmet or what, because I was actually looking at the pass play. Shame on me for not looking at the quarterback. But they're going to call him, pass interference or actually roughing the passer. So he's going to 15-yard penalty. That'd be an automatic first down for the Callaway Cavaliers. So 6-19. Let's watch the film. Well, you can't really see it either on the replay.
Just amazed at the number of flags tonight, Greg. It's just ridiculous.
They may be getting, we said before, they may be getting commission on these flags. I don't know. Troup Tigers 30, Callaway Cavaliers 14 with 6:19 to go in this ball game.
So Bigsby going around the left side, finds a hole, still his feet down the sideline. He's going to go to the end zone. He'll score. And again, once he turns that corner, he is fast and gone.
That's one of the few times that they've taken it off tackle and Bigsby made it to the outside. But I tell you, he is the real deal. What a tremendous, he's from 32 yards out, and he is fast, and he is all that they have said that he was to be. And that'll bring the score 30-20. So you made a comment about a lot of the Callaway fans leaving the seats at about a minute and a half ago. They probably should have, and hopefully they're listening to us, Jack, but they probably should have stayed in the stands.
So now let's see what they're going to go for two, or they're going to go for the regular PAT. I think they're going to go for two here, Greg.
If they get it, if they're successful, that'll bring them within 8. The thought is if they score another touchdown and go with two, they'll be, and success, they'll be able to tie the football game.
They throw it into the end zone. It's going to fall incomplete. So
I tell you what, he was wide open from my vantage point. He was wide open. He reached out and the ball hit the end of his hand. He was just off balance and couldn't hold on to it, Jack. But that could have been a successful conversion.
Coleman in the quarterback. It'll fall incomplete, as you mentioned. 6:10 left to go in this contest. 30-20. 10-point differential. 30 seconds back to the station on Eagle Sports. So we'll keep it here. 6:10 left to go. 30-20, as we mentioned.
So we were talking down on the sidelines. We need about a 6-minute drive. I said, but then we'll take a quick 6 as well. But hey, it's a 10-point ball game. I don't think anybody in the stands. I've been texted. People have been texting me all night about how. What are you talking about, boy? I got all these guys on the sidelines hollering at me. Makes me feel important. I don't know why, but anyway, it's kind of fun. But we all talked about how close the game we can expect. It's a 10-point ball game. A lot of Callaway fans left a while ago. I say a lot of them. Probably 100, 200 fans left, and they still got a good crowd over there. But hopefully these fans didn't actually leave the gate, because Jack, this may come down to the final minute or so.
Troup's looking for an onside, and that's what Callaway's lining up for. Hands team out there, a lot of low numbers. Ball's kicked across, kicked up high, comes down with it is the Troup High School Tiger.
Joko Willis. They put one of the tallest guys on the team over there, and he waited for a perfect jump. We've got a flag. So I don't know if it's coming from the Tigers, if they had something to say as they were running off.
I hope not.
Well, I believe it is. It'll still be the Tigers' ball. It'll just be backed up another 15. So let's see what he says.
Earlier in the ball game, Greg, we had the ball near the 50. A penalty dropped us all the way back to about the 30. So they're talking to the Cavaliers. Let's see what ends up here. 15 yards, that back down the field. So the ball rests on the 32 instead of about the 45.
Well, you can see it as a few of the Tigers were walking away from the play where they had spotted the ball down, and then one of the officials just threw the flag way in the air. So you thought, okay, who said what? But it's moot point now. Tigers got to take the ball, and we've talked about we needed a 6-minute drive. Well, here we go.
One of our good friends, Jamie Ingram, texted us saying this is ridiculous, and he's right. Quick handoff into the line, going around the right side. We're going to pick about a yard, 2nd and 9.
You'd like to have, especially on first down, you'd like to have probably 4 yards. 1 yard just kind of puts a little extra pressure on the 2nd and 3rd down play calling. The clock will continue to tick. We're inside 5:50 now. Tigers holding on to a 10-point lead. What a well of a ball game. The fans have certainly not been disappointed. If they've been disappointed in anything, it's because the referees have made a lot of money on commission tonight with the flags.
If you love flags, you've had plenty of them tonight. Hudson will wait. He'll call for the snap. Takes it. Just a quick handoff in the line. Bounces to the outside. And good yardage up the field across the 40, just short of the first down.
Wow, what a nice run by Trey Williams. It looks like he was there gathered up at the line of scrimmage, and he was able to pull his foot out of the potential tackler and was able to really dance his way up for another 6 or 7 yards. Be third down and 2 for the Tigers. The ball is resting on the 40-yard line.
Tigers trying to draw them off down. They'll look back to the sideline, get their play. Here comes Hudson. He waits for the snap, takes it, turns, makes the handoff. We push through the line, pick up the first down at the 45.
He'll pick up about 4 hard yards, and all he needed was 2. And so Trey Williams twists and turns his way up behind J. Brody Messer. And looks like they got Steven Messer in at left guard now. So they're not related, but ironically they're both Messers. So Steven Messer at left tackle, left guard, and J. Brody Messer at center. They're able to pick up a first down. That's the kind of drive that we'll need to have happen for the Tigers right now.
Back to the line of scrimmage come the Tigers. They've been in the shotgun set the whole ball game. Hudson will turn, hand the ball off. Nice little 2 yards up the field. I say nice. There's still 2 yards, and the clock continues to tick. We're down to 4:11.
So I'm standing here on the 35-yard line, and I can touch this flag, but it might jinx the Tigers. I believe it's going to be a delay of game because when I looked up, it was 25. So we're going to see what happens here. But, yeah, there's a flag. Either that or they're going to call it sideline warning. So, yeah, a lot of the coaches are out on the white line. So, it's you got all the coaches, you got all the, second sideline warning. So that's going to result in a 5-yard penalty. And he's talking to all the coaches about they're in the white. He's saying, really, y'all need to back up. So, again.
All right, so here we go. Hudson takes it. He's going to keep the ball. Cuts to the inside. He's at the 50. Good yard, about 10, 12 yards up the field. He's just short of the first down.
Yeah, he picked up significant yards off the left side behind Toby Harry and Gabe Hubbard. He's up to crosses midfield to the 48-yard line of Callaway. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. They've got to get to the 45-yard line.
3:30 left to go. 20 seconds on the play clock. Tigers making their way back to the line of scrimmage. Turning up some clock here in this drive. There's the snap, low snap. But Hudson picks it up. He's going to keep the ball himself across the 45. Fights his way to the 41st down, Tigers.
He just lowers his head on number 16 and just runs over him. 16 gets up as like he wants to tell Kobe something. What he should have said, shook his hand and said, I need a truck like that when I grow up.
Stop at one of our automotive groups that support us. Coach Felicity wants the crowd to get up off their feet. As he's feeling it right now as we're under 3 minutes.
Well,
30-20.
And you get down to the debate. Should not the side judge said, hey, I'm going to give you one last time. Y'all need to back up or I'm going to throw another flag.
We got the first down anyway. Handoff. It's Carlisle. Carlisle to the 35 to the 34-yard line. Nice big gain on first down.
He'll be over the 30. They're going to over the 35. They're going to put him at about the 34.5. He'll pick up 5.5 yards on that carry, which, that's the kind of first down yardage we want, Jack. So it'll be 2nd down and 4.5. They're going to call it 3, but that's a long 3, Jack, when you look over at the sideline.
Greg, we were talking in the ball game, at the beginning of the ball game, what sort of difference will have these two. 10 points was the one we talked about. But right now, the Tigers are trying to add a little bit more. Hudson's going to be the ball carrier to the 20 and going to be pushed down the bounds there.
What a nice run by Kobe as he just bounces it outside when he comes up the middle behind Hunter Bass and Steven Messer. He bounces it outside. They run him out of bounds at the 20-yard line, but he has to stiff arms a couple of the corners. You can see, we talked about the depth coming into play, but you could start to see some of the Callaway. You got a couple of fresh offensive linemen in for the Tigers. You got the same guys in for Callaway, and it looks like they might be getting a tad tired when they start putting the hands on the hips. Kind of a good sign.
Hudson will have Williams back behind it.
We talk about the reserve offensive lineman. You got Steven Messer. When they shifted, Steven Messer moved just a little bit. Didn't mean to, but that's not going to help any. So they're going to throw a flag and back them up 5.
So they back us up 5. 2:13 left to go. 30-20 is your score. Tigers look back to the sideline, get the call from the coaching staff. Hudson will stand in there. He'll have Williams behind him. Purnell at the wing to the right side. Hudson takes it, hands the ball off to Williams. Williams fights across the 25 down to about the 22. And things are getting a little bit intense down inside.
I tell you what, if I want to get intense, I want Gabe Hubbard on my side. I'll promise you. I've seen him wrestle before. He's a quiet individual, but don't get him riled up.
Timeout call on the field with 2:04 left to go. 30-20 your score. Let's take 30 seconds back to the station. You're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moose Map here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
We're down to 2 minutes and 4 seconds in this contest. 30-20 is your score. It seems like the Tigers going to be a victor. Not a lot of mathematical challenges here, especially if they can put the ball in the end zone, as they would love to do.
So a 2nd and 13, ball's resting on the 23-yard line. They've got to come down to the 10 for a first down. 2:04 left in this contest.
Tigers going to roll somebody off the field.
And so,
I think we'll call that a legal substitution.
That's what they're going to have. So it'll back them up another 5. So now instead of 2nd and 13, it'll be 2nd and 18.
God.
Well, what I see here is another little toss down to Mark Anthony in the back of the end zone again. You want to replay? Let's try that again.
I'd just like to see a play go without seeing a flag. I mean, it's just gotten to the point of ridiculousness. .204 left to go. No time off the clock there. That's play 30-20. Let's see what flag is thrown on this. I mean, what play is run on this one.
You ought to be ashamed.
Hudson will hand the ball off. Actually, fake the handoff, and he's got some running room. Makes a nice move. Oh, a flying body block. He throws it about the 25-yard line, but that'll break up a 3rd down.
That'll move him. Actually, you're right. He kind of flew through the air, spinning. They're going to pull him down to about the 23. Clock still runs with 1:44, 1:43, and ticking. Nice move by Hudson. Is able to pick up about 7 or 8 yards, but he's down on the 23-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Tigers.
Play clock at 15.
No hurry as far as the Tigers go. Normally they're in a hurry-up offense, but they're going to let that play clock run all the way down as quick as close to 0 there at 5-4. Probably snap it right at 1.
There's the snap, and there's the handoff. To the 20, going to the left side of the Tigers. 10, 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2 on the first down and goal for the Troup High School Tigers.
All right, no flags, yes. So Trey Williams really cuts the corner, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line. First down and goal for the Tigers with 1:09. They're already leading 30-20 with an opportunity to put 7 more on the board for your Troup Tigers. Man, the Tiger Nation has shown up tonight.
Hudson will have a penalty thrown against him. Oh, my gosh.
Well,
against the defense, a legal substitution.
So that'll bring it halfway to the goal, so it'll be going down to about the 1.5-yard line. That's exactly where they're spotting the football. The Tigers had a kind of little cross play in the backfield where Trey taking the handoff from the right side, coming over to the left side behind Hubbard and Kobe Harry, and to see what they can do. So let's see if they just call the same play.
Hudson takes a snap. Keeps it himself, goes around into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Same play, but Kobe, instead of giving it to Trey, decides to pull it and go to the right side over Hunter Bass and Michael Irvin into the end zone for the Tigers touchdown with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. Troup 36, Callaway 20.
So the late touchdown by Hudson. Martinez set to attempt the point after touchdown. Snap, hold, kick is up. And he's perfect on the night. 37-20 is your score.
Flags are going everywhere, and I think there's a little tempers are flaring right now, and so I don't know who's going to be on, but again, I'm really thinking they're getting a lot of commission on these flags, so they're flying everywhere tonight.
Well, everybody that's texted me tonight, Greg, probably the same, has just been amazed at how they've been calling this game. One of the comments was high school players, Super Bowl refs.
Well, it's gotten a little bit out of hand. I figured. So we'll just kick it off, normal kickoff.
Yep.
And so your Tigers up 17 points, 37-20.
Tigers have made their way on the field. We'll keep it here. Something they're doing tonight. We've got so many people here tonight. They're not going to allow fans on the field after the game. But there won't be just looking across.
Well, they'll probably get flagged if they do try to get to the field. I mean, I can understand the safety thing, but I don't see a big deal with it.
Well, it's also for the protection of the field itself, Greg. Some shoes don't do well on this field.
I know my tennis shoes, I'm going to carry at least $5 worth of rubber out of here. Rubber pellets.
Martinez sets up, gets the kick, just squibs it down the middle of the field. It'll go out of bounds. They'll bring it up to the 35, and that's where the Callaway Cavaliers will have it. 1st and 10 with a minute left. Minute 2. I give them the 2 seconds.
So kind of going back over the ball game, what I've seen out of these is that Tank Bigsby's for real,
and so is Freeman.
And Freeman really is more for real than I thought. I really came into the game looking for Tank Bigsby and see what he's all about. He's won me over. He's a joy to watch. The big offensive line for Callaway's open, plenty of holes against the big defensive line for the bigger and I think quicker defensive line for the Tigers. They've provided really good running room for Bigsby and Hines has done a good job. But you know what? The surprise of the night has been Freeman. The way he's ran the ball, managed the game, handed it off, pulled the ball, thrown the ball downfield. You could have asked for a better performance out of Freeman, the Callaway quarterback.
So right now, Demetrius Coleman will step in as the quarterback for Callaway. He'll back up the pass, looking, got some pressure. Jump throw across to the 45. Goes down at the 45-yard line from behind. Great tackle.
I'm trying to look at his number. I don't know if it might have been Jabraylin Gooden, number 17. And if that's the case, yeah, Jabraylin, that's his second time he's made a really nice tackle tonight. So I better get back over here by the red line. I might get called for this, the 42nd flag of the night.
Sideline, reporter line. Quickly another throw, and it'll fall incomplete. They'll stop the clock with 38 seconds, usually.
But all in all, it's certainly a game that the fans anticipated, that all the students anticipated. You and I anticipated. I think even the coaches, they knew it was going to be a back and forth ball game, and really it's close until the Tigers pulled away late. But for 3.5 quarters, it's really a guess who's ball game. And really, the 7.5-minute mark where some of the Callaway fans decided to leave, hey, that was before Tank scored that 45, 50-yard run.
Prevent defense on the part of the Tigers as they complete a pass to Bigsby across the 30 down to the 26-yard line.
But, yeah, that's very impressed with Callaway's offense, defense, and particularly Bigsby and Freeman.
They'll spike the ball to stop the clock with 13 seconds left to go. Callaway just wants to put another point on the board if they possibly can.
It's second down and 10. One more reminder, There are no fans allowed on the field after the game.
So Chance Giddens, the stadium announcer, reminding everybody about the no fans on the field.
So, do I qualify as a fan? Can I run onto the field right now?
You're a sideline reporter, so.
Okay, I can do it, right?
Back to pass are the Cavaliers, and they're sacking back to the 43-6-5. That's probably going to do it right there, Greg.
Yeah, the Callaway coaches are walking onto the field. That'll be the ball game.
The Tigers come away with a big win, 37-20 against a very strong Callaway team. A lot of positives out of this one.
One heck of a ball game for sure.
While they're out there shaking hands, we'll step away. Let's hear again from some of our sponsors. Our thanks to everyone back at the station for keeping us on the air tonight. When we come back, we'll try to have a quick interview with the coach and tell you about what's coming up next week. But right now, you're listening to Troup High School Tiger Football on Eagle Sports.
Good food. Where do you find it? Because when you spend your hard-earned money, you want good food. So the place you'll find that good food is at Rogers Barbecue on New Franklin Road in LaGrange, where they only serve American-grown catfish, barbecue cooked to perfection, and with all the fixings to make it worth every penny. Rogers Barbecue is locally owned and run with care since 1945. Come eat with us Monday through Saturday from 11 to 9, or use our carry-out window. Rogers Barbecue, New Franklin Road, LaGrange.
Now back to the field for Troup Tigers football on the Eagle Sports Network.
Welcome back to Troup High School Tiger football. Tigers have won this one by a score of 37-20. And as I think about this great game, Greg, one of the things I'm most pleased with is the fact that we played a full ball game. This wasn't a game that was decided at halftime. The Tigers really need to play all the way through this one, and we saw them with a great effort, even as Callaway came on very strong in the second half.
You know, this is certainly the biggest test of the season this year for the Troup Tigers, and just looking and giving Mark Anthony an eye. Man, what a great game he had tonight. Nice touchdown grab, and Speedster got behind, got behind these Callaway guys. But to tell you what, you're right, 4 quarters. The Tigers are tired. I can look at some of these kids walking. Some of them are excited. And you got some of these guys that are they're sore. And, they played a hard ball game. This was by far the 4th game of the year and the toughest they've seen all year. And kudos to the Tigers and the coaching staff by bringing them out on top, 17 points, 37-20.
Guys are gathering on both sides to end the ball game. Let's go ahead and let you listen to a few more of our sponsors before we come back. When we come back, we'll listen to Greg talk with Coach. We'll actually listen to Troup High School Tiger football on Eagle Sports.
Another truck owner that blends in with all the other truck owners? If the answer is yes, then it's time for you to head to Nissan of LaGrange. It is Take Home a Titan Truck Month. During this time, you have the opportunity to make a statement as a truck owner and take advantage of America's best truck warranty. The all-new Titan comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. This isn't some silly powertrain warranty. This is a real-deal peace of mind that no other manufacturer is offering. So come see me, Richard Case, at Nissan of